Bonjour and welcome to game number 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. A game 1 thriller went the Capitales' way. The Otters trying to bounce back and win a vital game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series from the Stade Canac in Quebec City, Canada. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network. I'm Griffin Epstein. It couldn't have been a better baseball game last night, but it went Quebec's way. Just an unbelievable last couple innings. Quebec is about to take the field here. Another roaring crowd at the Stade Canac. It was a walk-off home run last night to win it for Quebec in the 9th inning, 7-6. Justin Gideon, a 3-run walk-off home run. The Otters were 2 outs away from stealing game number 1 here at the Stade Canac, but couldn't get it done, and it was just a crazy last 2 innings, no other way to put it. A combined 6 home runs between the 2 teams over the last 2 innings after just a combined 4 runs were scored through the first 7 innings. Otters will try to bounce back here in game number 2 against Quebec. The rain is held off after much of a soggy afternoon, and it's another jam-packed house at the Stade Canac for the last game of the season here in Quebec. Otters and Capitales coming up. Game number 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Hard net to get boost bumps in moments like this. Oh, Canada, and another rocking night at the Stade Canac just outside of downtown Quebec City. Almost set for Game 2 between the Otters and the Capitales in the 2023 Frontier League Championship Series. Time to meet the starting lineups for the Evansville Otters. The Edward Jones leadoff batter Noah Myers plays right field today for the Otters. Josh Allen moved up in the lineup. He bats second and plays second base. Kona Quiggle batting third and playing center field. Dakota Phillips in the cleanup spot, playing first base today for the Otters. Ethan Skinner bats fifth and plays third base. Gary Mattis batting sixth and playing left field. Jake Green stays in the lineup for a second straight day, batting seventh, and again the designated hitter. Justin Felix batting eighth and catching, and George Khalil rounds out the starting lineup for the Otters as the shortstop. Ready, Zach Smith on the mound today for the Otters. He will pitch in the bottom half of the first against the Capitales. 6-9 on the season for Smith with a 4.57 ERA. Had a really good first half of the year, including a quality start here in Quebec against the Capitales. But Smith has been inconsistent, especially in the month of August and now into September. On the bump for the Capitales, a lefty, Harley Gollert. What a great season for the rookie, who was a star pitcher with Oral Roberts University. Helped Oral Roberts to a really Cinderella run to the College World Series, and Gollart's been terrific in his pro debut. He does make his first playoff start, though, here at the Stade Canac. 7-0 with a 3.23 ERA in the regular season. 9 starts, 10 appearances, 33 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts to just 15 walks. Gollert, one thing to watch, he did allow 7 home runs over his 9 starts, and obviously, as we found out yesterday, the ball can fly out of the Stade Canac with a combined 6 home runs by the two sides over the last 2 innings last night, and Quebec using a 3-run home run to walk off and win Game 1. Should be another thriller tonight. Gollert ready on the bump. Noah Myers in the batter's box. First pitch home, a fastball right down the middle for a strike, and we're underway from the Stade Canac. Southpaw Gollert turns, kicks, and fires. Fastball sails high, 1-1 to Myers. Gollert this past season at Oral Roberts, 10-2 in 17 starts, 91 innings pitched, 4.62 ERA. 1-1, sails outside from the Southpaw. 2 balls and 1 strike, and a lefty-on-lefty matchup to start off Game 2 of the championship series. 2-1 home is hit hard left side and foul off the top of the screen. 2-2 to Myers. It has been rainy much of the day here in Quebec. A lot of drizzle. Had about an hour of really heavy rain, but it has cleared at the moment. The 2-2 inside and a full count to Myers. Currently 65 degrees, overcast sky. Sun has just about set. Lights are on and probably about 60-70% effect. The payoff home, slice foul by Myers off the top of the roof. A good at bat here by the Frontier League Rookie of the Year to start off game number 2. Wind to help carry some balls out last night. It's not going to tonight. There's pretty much no wind at all. Flags are sitting flat on the flagpoles in right field. Another payoff, fouled straight back. What an at bat by Noah Myers to start off this ball game against Harley Gollert. Possibility for some precipitation through the evening, so we'll certainly keep our eyes on the skies, but no rain over the last hour or so. 7th pitch of this at bat. Gollert home. Myers a chopper up the middle. Racing in Valentine, the shortstop to glove it. Throws to first and beats Myers by a stride. 1 away. Around the diamond for Quebec, around Gollert. Ruben Castro catching for a second straight night. TJ White at first. David Glaude at second. Jesmuel Valentine at short. And Jeremy Profar at third base. Tommy Seidel in left field. Jonathan Lacroix in center. And Justin Gideon in right field. No changes around the diamond for Patrick Scalabrini's Capitales. Brings up Josh Allen, move up to the second spot in the Otters lineup today. Righty batter, the first pitch home. A change-up missing inside from Gollert. Gollert, high set at the chest, kicks and throws. Another change-up in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. 4-pitch mix for Gollert. Fastball, changeup, curveball, and slider. Doesn't throw very hard. Fastball tops out at about 90 miles per hour. 2-0. This is low again. 3 balls and no strikes to Allen. 3-0 on the inside corner, back to the fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. 89 miles per hour on the fastball from Gollert. 1 out, top of the first, just underway. 3-1. Slice foul right side and drifting out of play right into the kids area down the right field line. Had an awesome crowd here last night at the Stade Canac. 3,200 was the announced attendance. It certainly felt like more than that. Didn't seem to be very many seats empty at a ballpark that seats 42,000. 3-2 home again and fouled away by Allen. After an 8-pitch at bat to Myers to start, Josh Allen is putting together a long at bat of his own. He's fouled away 2 straight payoff pitches. Gollert turns and throws. Allen pops it up behind home plate, out of play. That was a big focus for the Otters today against a funky pitcher like Gollert. Just finds ways to get out. Scrap at bats together. Another payoff. Line down the left field line, foul. Otters bullpen pointing it was fair, but certainly the right call by Tim McCaffrey down the line, about half a foot to the left of the left field foul line. It's Tim McCaffrey at third base today. He was the home plate umpire last night. Tanya Millette behind home plate. Only French umpire on this crew. Matthew Van Hoden is at first base. Payoff home. Popped up right side and out of play. My goodness. Wanted it bad. Josh Allen's putting together 8 pitches. Noah Myers put together in his at-bat before grounding out to short. And this is pitch number 9 now coming from Gollert to Allen. Southpaw kicks and deals. Outside, ball 4. The veteran who hit a 2-run home run for the Otters in the 8th inning yesterday, putting together a 10-pitch walk here in the top of the first. A gritty veteran at bat, if I've ever seen one, by the 32-year-old. So Allen at first with 1 out, already 18 pitches for Gollert through 2 combined batters. His first pitch home to Myers, or Quiggle, excuse me, is on the outside corner for a strike. Going to Quiggle playing center field today, batting lefty. 1 on, 1 out in the top of the first. Gollert home. A breaking ball outside. 1-1. Otters in blue tops today. White numerals on the back. Otters written in white script across the chest with gray pants and a black helmet. Navy blue belt topping off the uni for Evansville. 1-1. Fastball outside black. 1-2 to Myers. Capitales, same uniforms as yesterday. White jerseys with navy blue pinstripes. Capitales written in navy blue across the chest. Yellow outline, navy blue numerals on the back with the yellow outline as well. Navy blue belt matching the navy blue hat with the Q logo on the front in yellow for Quebec. 1-2. Fouled left side off the net. Bouncing into the seats. An 8-pitch at bat to Noah Myers to start the game. 10-pitch at bat, Josh Allen walking. 1-2. Slice foul right side. Wow. What a way to just make an impression on a pitcher, especially Gollert, a rookie. I mean, he's pitched in the College World Series, so he can't be too scared tonight, but still his first pro start in the playoffs. 1-2. Grounded right side, softly hit, racing over Glode to field. It collects, tosses to first, 2 away. Still the Otters showing Gollert they are not going to go down easy tonight after a heartbreaking loss in Game 1. Long, patient at-bats. Imagine Gollert frustrated. He's faced just 3 batters. He's already needed 24 pitches to do so. 2 away, Allen at second, and it brings up another lefty, Dakota Phillips, playing first base tonight for Evansville. Quiet night for Dak, couldn't reach base and went 0 for 4. Pitch home, a breaking ball misses low, 1-0. Phillips had a 26-game on-base streak. Started all the way back in mid-August. It was the longest on-base streak of any Otter this season, and it ended last night. 1-0. Fastball outside. Almost looked like Gollard overpitched there. 2-0. Kind of wild motion there on the mound. Maybe some nerves for the rookie, whose one playoff appearance came in relief in Game 1 of the East Divisional Series against New Jersey. 2-0 swing and a miss. Changeup falling into the turf, 2-1. Two outs, Allen at second in the top of the first, no score. Gollert looks back at second and home. Fastball low, 3-1 to Phillips. Otters couldn't find a way to win last night, but Evansville's offensive performance, especially late, was something to keep their head up. 3-1, swing and a miss. Fastball at 90, Phillips swinging through it. Otters finished with 7 hits yesterday. 4 runs in the last 2 innings, with 3 home runs in the 8th and the 9th, and 2 against one of the best pitchers in the league. Payoff home, inside, ball 4. Phillips backed out of the way of it to avoid being hit. And another long at bat. 3 of the first 4 Otter batters have worked full counts, and Phillips works a walk. Allen at second, Phillips at first with 2 outs, and brings up Ethan Skinder, the ready third baseman. Skinder making his 2nd straight start at third here in Quebec. The Otters without the services of Yomar Reyes, who started at third almost all season for Evansville. First pitch home, a changeup at the knees to Skinder, 0-1. Ethan went 1 for 4 last night. He's had a hit apiece in all 5 playoff games so far for Evansville. Gollert looks back at second and home. Fastball at the knees again, 0-2. 32 pitches here in the first inning for the southpaw Gollert. Gollert working out of the stretch. Looks back at second and throws home. Fastball outside, 1-2. These fastballs by Gollert that are missing. It's just stumbling off the mound. I mean, that's just his motion. Makes him look a little bit out of control. 1-2, pitch. Line, foul left side. One hopping off the side of the net and into the Otters bullpen and tossed into the crowd. Allen at second, Phillips at first. 2 walks by the Otters here in the first inning. No score. Evansville trying to even up the series. Go back to Bossy, home field advantage, and basically you start a series anew at home. 1-2, fouled straight back. Otters win tonight. You feel pretty good. You took 1 in Quebec, a hard place to win, even after the heartbreaking loss last night. You have 3 games at Bossy Field, and you need to win 2 of the 3. It's just winning a home series. But if the Otters lose, it means they're going to need to win all 3 at Bossy Field Friday through Sunday to win the championship. 1-2, fastball high, and Gollert again kind of stumbling, trailing off to his left on the mound. 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count in the top of the first. Gollert sets at the chest, kicks and throws. Skinder pops it up, right side in foul territory. White and Gideon racing over. Gideon slides and can't make the catch. The crowd couldn't really see it right down the line. They thought he made the play, and Cappy, the Quebec mascot, is helping the crowd out and waving his arms, saying, no, he didn't hold on to the baseball. Right in his glove, trying to make a sliding catch, and it bounced right out of his mitt. That would have been a great play. Gideon was right at the wall as he slid in. A little bit of a slippery turf after half of an inch of rain today. Couldn't hold on to the baseball, so Skinder gets another chance in this long first inning. Gollard home. Skinder fouls it straight back. If the Otters can get to Gollard, and even if it's not in this inning, they've set the precedent, they've set the mood of this ball game in the very first inning. 5 really good at-bats by the Otters here in the first. Another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Gollard pumped up. Throwing his fist in the air, he uses a slider to strike out Skinder and get out of the first inning unscathed. The Otters, though, work a really good first. Took 37 pitches for Harley Gollard in the first inning to get through 5 Otters batters. Zach Smith takes the bump on the other side for the Otters. Bottom of the first, no score. Game 1 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Welcome back to the Stade Canac. Bottom of the first inning, no score between the Otters and the Capitales. Time to meet the Capitales starting lineup. Ruben Castro leads off for Quebec and plays catcher. Justin Gideon batting second and playing right field. Former New York Yankee Greg Bird bats third and is the designated hitter. Jeremy Profar in the cleanup spot playing third base. David Glaude batting fifth and playing second base. Jesmo Valentin bats sixth and plays shortstop. Bottom 3 in the Capitales lineup. TJ White, the first baseman, Jonathan Lacroix, the center fielder, Tommy Seidel, left fielder, rounding out the lineup for the Capitales. Lefty starter, of course, Harley Gollard, who pitched the top of the first. You have success last night, you win the ball game. No changes at all in the lineup for Patrick Scalabrini. 1 through 9 is the same for the Otters righty Zach Smith to face. Second start in the playoffs for Smith. He lasted only 2 innings against Gateway in Game 2 of the West Divisional Series. Struggled with command, 4 walks, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, 1 strikeout on 58 pitches, and was pulled without getting an out in the 3rd inning. Lefty catcher Ruben Castro digs into the batter's box. Ready Smith ready, and his first pitch, a fastball, misses outside. 1-0. 4.57 ERA on the season for Zach Smith. 6-9, 110 in a 3rd innings pitch, counting the playoffs. 59 strikeouts to 59 walks. It's been a huge issue for Smith in the second half of the season, his command. It's the biggest thing, certainly, to watch early for the righty from Katy, Texas. 1-0, fastball well outside again. 2 balls and no strikes to Castro. Never found any rhythm against Gateway. Walked 4 batters last Saturday in Sauget and hit 1 as well. 2-0, fastball well high and taken all the way from Castro. 3 balls and no strikes. Black glove for Smith, up near the chest. Now comes set, kicks and fires. Fastball right down the middle for a strike to Castro, 3-1. Castro is taking all the way there, just looking for the first strike of the game from Zach Smith. 3-1 home. Broken bat flare into left. Over is Gary Mattis, leaping up and making the catch. Castro broke the bat. That ball somehow still made its way out all the way to pretty deep left, and it carried on Mattis, who had to make a little hop, make the play, working over to his right. 1 away, and the hero of last night is getting a hero's welcome. A walk-off 3-run home run for Justin Gideon last night to win the game for Quebec, and half the fans on their feet as he steps into the left-handed batter's box with 1 out in the bottom of the first. First pitch home to Smith, swing and a miss by Gideon. He was trying to send another one over the right field wall. It's a changeup down in the turf by Smith. Fastball, slider, changeup, 3-pitch mix for Zach Smith. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Justin Felix behind home plate today for the Otters. Ninth start of the season for Smith with Felix as his battery partner. 7.78 ERA. And just a 1-5 record with Felix as the catcher for Smith. 1-1, grounded right side, right over the first base bag. Bobbled by Phillips, picks it up, bobbles it again, and safe at first is Gideon. Phillips bobbled it once, but he still was going to be able to play. He tried to just scoop it with his glove then and bobbled it again. And Gideon easily to first by the time Phillips finally picked it up, who's still looking down at his glove. Phillips, who started at catcher last night, over at first. Josh Allen at second, George Khalil at short. Ethan Skinder making his second straight start at third base. So it brings up Greg Bird with Gideon at first. First pitch home, misses low, 1-0. Gary Madison left field, Kona Quiggle in center, Noah Myers in right field today for the Otters. Couple pieces moving around today for Evansville with Felix into the lineup, Quiggle back in the outfield, Phillips moving over to first, and Myers shifting over to right field. An error called on Phillips, the 1-0, chopped right side and foul, 1-1. No score, 1 out in the bottom of the first, game number 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Sun is fully set here in Quebec. Lights in full effect at the Stade Canac. 1-1. Fly left side and hooking foul. 1-2 to the designated hitter Greg Bird, the former New York Yankee. Smith takes a big deep breath, working out of the stretch. Gideon a 2-stride lead at first. Pitch home. Breaking ball high. It was a change-up. Felix popping out of his crouch to get to it. 2-2. Smith at the chest. Nods, kicks, and throws. Chopped right side, racing over Allen to glove it on the edge of the right field grass. Tosses to first, 2 away. Good vertical movement by Josh Allen. He had to move back and to his right on the edge of the right field grass for the 4-3 out. 2 away. Gideon moves to second. Smith looking for a scoreless first inning. First righty he'll face, Jeremy Profar, the third baseman. Allen at second, shaded up the middle, couple steps beyond the second base back. Pitch home. A slider well outside, 1-0. Mentioned in the pregame show, Zach Smith, great in his only appearance against Quebec this year here at the Stade Canac. Back in May was the series opener, and Smith, 6 innings, allowed just 4 hits, 1 run, 3 strikeouts. His only run he allowed was not until the 6th inning, his last inning of work. 1-0 is fouled straight back, 1-1. TJ White hit a solo home run off Smith, but it wasn't until the 6th inning. Zach exited the game. The Otters had a huge lead. Quebec would end up walking off Evansville in the 9th inning, a little bit similar to last night. Smith looks back at second, kicks and fires. Lined right side, foul. 1-2 to Profar, 2 outs, Gideon at second. Scoreless. The bottom of the first, game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Smith winds and delivers. Lined over the head of Allen and down in right center. He'll roll all the way to the track. In to score is Gideon. 1-0 Capitales. Profar an RBI single into the gap in right. Quiggle cut it off before the warning track, keeping Profar at second. But for the first time in these playoffs, the opponent scores first for the Otters. Evansville had scored first in the first 5 games they'd played in the postseason until tonight. An unearned run coming across. David Glaude Lefty second baseman stands in. Smith home. Fastball misses high, 1-0. An unearned run with Gideon only reaching on the air. Phillips bobble on a pretty soft grounder over to first. 18 pitches now here in the first for Zach Smith. Nods and delivers. Fastball on the outside corner. That's a nice pitch, 1-1. No runs scored last night until the 5th inning when the teams had 2 apiece before all chaos broke loose with 6 combined home runs over the last 2 innings, ending with the Gideon 3-run walk-off blast. 1-1. Breaking ball inside, stopped by Felix, picks it back up, tosses to second, out is Profar. Ball in the turf, and Profar took off right away, but Felix did a nice job, kept it in front of him, reached up and made a bullet of a throw down to second, and Khalil tacking out Profar to end the inning. Quebec, an error and a single, and they score first, 1-0 after 1 between the Otters and the Capitales. Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Top of the second from the Stade Canac. Gary Mattis leads off for Evansville. 1-0 Quebec leads. First pitch was in for a strike on the outside corner. And the second pitch looks very similar, just catching the outside black. The first pitch was actually a ball making. So 1-1 the count to Mattis. Righty batter here leading off for the Otters. 6, 7, and 8 in the Evansville lineup. Lefty Gollert home. Mattis flies it foul. 1-2. Otters did an awesome job in the first inning. Patient, long plate appearances. 39 pitches in the first inning for Gollert against 5 batters. That's unheard of. 1-1, swing and a miss. And Mattis down on strikes, a fastball up. That was easily the quickest at bat that Gollert's worked all day. His second strikeout, 1 away, brings up Jake Green. Righty batter back in as the designated hitter for a second straight night. 2 walks in the first inning for the Otters, but Noah Myers started the game on a good note as Green takes a first pitch strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Worked a 8-pitch at bat before grounding out. Josh Allen took 10 pitches before walking. Phillips would work it full as well before working a walk. 0-1. A changeup on the outside corner, 0-2 to Green. Jake will call time. The swing of Jake's life certainly last night. Solo blast in the 9th inning, giving the Otters an insurance run after Mattis hit the go-ahead blast. Would not hold up, however, for Evansville in the bottom half of the 9th. 0-2, fouled straight back. It was just so remarkable that not only the Otters hit 2 solo home runs off the Frontier League reliever of the year, and Frank Moscatiello, But the two guys that the homers came from, Madison, Green, two of the more unlikely suspects in the Otters lineup. 0-2. Fastball outside. Good take from Green. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake was fired up, and the Quebec crowd did not like it. They were booing him as he crossed home plate. 1-2 home. At the knees. Strike 3 called. And my goodness, Tanya Millette. What a ring-up call. Home plate umpire tonight, and she was arms flailing. And really, Green turned around, and she was still in her strike 3 call. That's 3 straight strikeouts now for Gollard. Back-to-back Ks to start the second. 2 outs, nobody on for Justin Felix, ready catcher. Gollard fires the changeup at the knees for his strike, 0-1. So the next pitch is going to be Gollard's 50th already in the second inning. 0-1. Felix, a towering blast high in the air to left. Seidel back at the track, leaps, it's gone. Justin Felix adds to the power surge in Quebec for Evansville and ties the game at 1. His first home run of the season. 1-1 in the top of the second. That ball into the stratosphere, and it just cleared the wall and left. It was so high in the air. Seidel just camped under it at the wall and leaped, but just over his reach. George Khalil stands in and takes the first pitch high, 1-0. Well, talk about unlikely suspects to hit a home run. Khalil takes a strike, 1-1. How about Justin Felix? No home runs all year. He was out for 2 months with an injury, but 22 games in the regular season, didn't hit a home run. Had to hit one in the postseason in 3 starts. The 1-1 fouled away right side by Khalil, 1-2. Guy with really good power. He had 11 home runs last year for the Otters, but hasn't found it until tonight. The Otters are power happy here in Quebec. 3 home runs yesterday, all in the last 2 innings. And now a solo blast here off Gollard in the top of the second. 1-2, swing and a miss. Fastball up, strikes out Khalil. Gollard strikes out the side. Out before Justin Felix. His first home run of the year and his biggest swing of maybe his career. A solo blast in the top of the second. And we're tied at 1. Middle second on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the second inning here from the Stade Canac, Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Another packed house. Only a few seats again for a second straight night that are not full. It's bad weather, no doubt about it. A little bit cool, low 60s. Been raining all day, doesn't matter. His fans here love their baseball and trying to cheer on the Capitales to a 2-0 lead in the championship series. We're tied at 1. Zach Smith back on the bump for the bottom of the second. First pitch, Holman for a strike to David Glode, the lefty second baseman. It's a slider, make it 0-1. Justin Felix, a solo blast in the top of the second for the Otters to tie the ball game up. 0-1. Fastball well outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Quebec scratched across an unearned run in the first. Gideon reached on a bobbled bomb by Phillips at first, and Jeremy Profar with an RBI base hit into the right center gap to score Gideon. 1-1. Change up on the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 to Glode. You like early by Smith. No walks, no hit by pitches. He's not falling behind in counts. It's a very good early sign. 1-2. Low and in the turf. Good stop by Felix. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith out of the windup. Kicks and delivers. Slice foul off the top of the screen. Crowd just so into the game here at the Stade Canac. It makes it so hard to play here. Capitales 40-15 at home. Best record, home record in the Frontier League. We're just 20-20 on the road. 2-2. Breaking ball outside corner. Strike 3 call. Change up. Freezing Glode in the first German-American bank strikeout for Zach Smith. 1 away in the second. Tanya Millet's ring-up call was as exciting for Zach Smith as it was for Quebec's Harley Gollard, so she's consistent. 1 away brings up Gizmo Valentin, the Quebec shortstop. It takes the first pitch inside 1-0. Stacked lefty lineup for Patrick Scalabrini. 5 of the first 6 batters left-handers. 1-0, fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Smith winds and delivers. Change up on the outside corner. 2-1. That's such a confident pitch there from Smith. Falls behind 2-0 and confident enough to go back to the breaking ball and the changeup. Able to locate the changeup early too. 2-1. Oh, that's well inside. Fastball well in. 3-1 to Valentin. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, tied at 1. Smith delivers home. Lined high in the air to right. Back is Myers off the scoreboard. Home run Valentin for a second straight night. 2-1 Quebec. Valentin had the tying solo homer in the bottom of the 8th last night. A solo blast off the scoreboard in right. Here in the bottom of the second, giving Quebec the lead back 2-1. I'll bring up TJ White, the righty first baseman. There's no wind tonight. It's not hot, but the ball just flies here at the Stade Canac. TJ White takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. White crowding in on the plate. 1-0, fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Thirteenth home run that Smith has allowed this season. Three of his last 4 starts in the regular season allowed a long ball. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Slider falling out of the zone. 2-1 to White. I have a feeling we're going to see a few more home runs before the end of the evening here at the Stade Canac. 6 combined home runs in the last 2 innings last night and already 2 tonight. 2-1, changeup just missed. Must have just been low. That was just low. Peeping over the Yacker Tech screen in front of me, 3-1. Pitch home. Popped up right side. Phillips giving it a look, but it's off the top of the roof here at the Stade Canac. And the count rung full to white. 2-1 Evansville. Bottom seconds. Payoff home. Chopped off the end of the bat right side. It will stay fair. Picked up by Phillips. Gloves it. Steps on the bag. 1 away. Make it 2 away. Two out. Space is cleared. Brings up Jonathan Lacroix, the lefty center fielder. If you exclude Smith's start at Schaumburg to finish the regular season, which was essentially a bullpen day for Evansville, he went just 1 inning. The Otters have lost the last 4 starts for Zach Smith. His first pitch home is a fastball high to Lacroix. Tonight looks to be the best the Otters ready pitcher has looked since August 13th against Washington, the last time the Otters won a game that Smith started. 1-0, fly to right side and foul 1-1. It's still very early, only in the 2nd inning, but his command's been good. He's located his changeup well. He's used his slider as a strikeout pitch. He's looked like a far more confident pitcher so far on the mound. 1-1, fastball misses high, 2 balls to 1 strike. Last game against Washington was dominant Zach Smith. He went 7 shutout innings in a 1-0 Otters win at Bosse Field. 2-1. Breaking ball inside. Appeal to third on the check swing by Lacroix. Held up, according to Tim McCaffrey. 3 balls to 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 2nd. 2-1 Quebec. 3-1 home. Fastball outside. The first walk of the game for Smith. 2-out walk to Lacroix. Brings up Tommy Seidel, ready light fielder, number 9 batter for Quebec. Lacroix at first, 2 outs, 2-1 Quebec. And you can walk a batter here and there as long as it doesn't become contagious where you're walking 2 or 3 in an inning, and that's what's happened a lot for Zach Smith the last half of the season. Comes back-to-back walks, and that'll just kill you in an inning. First pitch home, a slider on the outside corner for a strike, going 1. Like Braden Scott last night, he walked 4 batters, but they were in 4 different innings. Never cost him. Smith working out of the stretch now, rocking back and forth. Stands still and home. Swing and a miss. Back to that slider, looking sharp tonight. Slurving its way out of the zone like a car at the last moment, finding the exit ramp off the interstate. 0-2. 0-2. Swing and a miss again. Same pitch on the slider. A nice play by Felix to hold on to the baseball. Second German-American bank strikeout for Zach Smith. Jesmuel Valentine, a solo home run for Quebec to go back in front 2-1. But Zach Smith looking sharp tonight. 2 innings played in the Frontier League Championship Series. Game number 2, Quebec 2, Evansville 1. Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Top of the third inning from the Stade Canac. Final game of the season here for the Capitales at home. As many as 3 left at Bossy Field to conclude the Frontier League season. Best of 5 championship series. Top of the order for the Otters in the top of the third, trailing 2-1. Noah Myers leading off. Took a first pitch strike. Here's the 0-1 from Gollard. Just missed outside, 1-1. Lefty on lefty matchup. Myers took Gollard 8 pitches deep before grounding out to short back in the first. Gollard turns and delivers. Slider outside, 2-1. Noah, the Frontier League Rookie of the Year, Canadian native from Tilbury, Ontario. Just outside of Detroit, 2-1. Grounded up the middle, skids off the mound, backhanded by the second baseman. Glowed, throw to first, beats Myers by a step, 1 away. Quebec's done a nice job so far with Noah Myers. He had just a walk last night, and he's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Came in red hot, entering this series hitting .412 in the postseason with 7 hits. 1 out here in the third. Brings up Josh Allen, who swings at the first pitch, lines it up the middle, over the head of Gollard and into center. Base hit. My goodness. Gollard just dove out of the way to avoid being nailed. That's scary. Allen barreling that ball up. Good. Gollard's okay, and it's the first hit of the second hit of the game. First hit in play for the Otters. The Felix solo home run in the second. Single smashed up the middle by Allen. So Allen at first, 1 out. It brings up Kona Quiggle. 2-1, Quebec leads top 3. Pitch home to the lefty, slice foul off the side of the screen. Bouncing into the seats. It's already the 60th pitch for Gollard, only in the third inning for the Southpaw. A 1 pitch. Grounded up the middle, could be 2. Charging and Glowed, flips to second for 1, to first, double play. (4-6-3), inning-ending double play. Glowed flipping to Valentine, turns it to White to get Quiggle. And for the first time today, Gollard faces the minimum in the top of the third. Middle third, 2-1 Quebec on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom 3, Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. 2-1, Capitales over the Otters. Run apiece for Quebec in the first to the second. Justin Felix a solo home run in the second inning for Evansville. Zach Smith, though, first time through the lineup. Allowed just 2 hits, 1 walk. Unearned run in the first, solo home run by Giswell Valentine in the second. His stuff has looked very good tonight. Guy that has really struggled over the last couple months for the Otters on the bump. Face the top of the lineup here for Quebec. Ruben Castro, the lefty catcher, digs in. Ready, Smith fires home. Fastball on the outside, Black for his strike, 0-1. Most likely the last start of the season for Smith. Trying to rise to the occasion in the championship series. 0-1. Broken bat flare up the middle, bouncing to the left of the second base bag and into center field. Base hit Castro. Second bat that Castro is broken tonight. He broke one on a fly out to left. Broken bat flare up the middle, gets into center. So Castro at first. Justin Gideon reached on an air on a bobble by Dakota Phillips at first. Another lefty digging in. Smith working back out of the stretch and home. Fastball outside, 1-0. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Quebec. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error for Evansville. 1-0 home. Beautiful changeup. It just missed outside. 2-0. It didn't miss. But Tanya Millette said it did, at least according to the Acrotech. That was well in the strike zone. Smith working on the first base side of the rubber. Comes home. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 92 from the Texan. Smith, 2 quality road starts on the season. They were his first 2 road starts of the year, including here in Quebec. 2-1, chopped right side through the 4-3 hole. And all the way into right. Picked up by Myers, who quickly throws it in. Castro holds it second. Gideon finding green grass through the 4-3 hole, right under the feet of Castro. Hopped up above the ball. Castro moves to second. Gideon at first. Nobody out in the third. This is a tough spot for Smith and the Otters now. Greg Bird, lefty designated hitter, strides to the plate. Smith fires home. Breaking ball outside, 1-0. I'm going to say this and people are going to listen and say, well, you're jinxing the Otters. But it's just a fact. Evansville's done a nice job with the former big leaguers so far. Bird is a combined 0 for 5 in the series with 2 strikeouts. 1-0. Fastball high again. 2-0. Smith takes a big deep breath. Tucks the jersey back in, which some sweat off his brow. Puts the glove up near the chest, peeking in for the sign from Felix. Shakes off a sign. Now sees something he likes. Peeks back at second and comes home. Swing and a miss. Boy, does Bird take some big swings. It's when you've played for the New York Yankees, you've hit a home run at Yankee Stadium. Be a little bit confident in yourself. 2 balls to 1 strike. Smith twirls home. Popped up into center. There's plenty of room for Quiggle, drifting over to his right and under the ball. Tagging from second is Castro. He'll slide in safely without a throw. Allen just grabs it at second. 2 away. Or 1 away, make it. And this crowd's not very good at reading balls out to the outfield. There was a bunch last night. Gasps coming from the audience. And balls that didn't even get close to the warning track. Quiggle was probably 10 steps in front of the brown track. 1 away. Castro 90 feet away at third. Gideon at first. Jeremy Profar the batter. First pitch home to the righty. A slider misses outside. 1-0. Is some action starting in the Evansville bullpen. James Crick is starting to throw. 1-0, grounded left side and foul. It's the 55th pitch of the night there from Zach Smith. Crick has not pitched in the postseason yet for the Otters. Yeah, he's been a long reliever this year for Evansville. 2-1 Quebec. Runners on the corners in the bottom of the third with 1 out. 1-1. Change up in the dirt. Good stop by Felix. 2-1. Profar, RBI base hit to score Gideon. First run of the game back in the first. 0 for 3 last night with a walk. Third baseman from Curacao. 2-1, sliced up the middle. Allen diving and makes the catch. Oh my, Josh Allen, a fish out of water. And even the Quebec fans have to applaud. Boy, is Allen something special. I mean, come on. That ball destined for center field, and Allen full leap to take away the RBI base hit from Profar. This guy is something else. An Otters legend, one of the best Otters players of all time, and he's shown it tonight. And yesterday, David Glode, the batter, fouls the first pitch he sees away right side. So Castro still at third, Gideon at first with 2 outs. Bottom of the third, 2-1 Quebec. Smith trying to work out of a jam here in the third. Keep it just a 1-run lead for the Capitales. 0-1 from Smith. Slider just missed inside. Good call from Tanya Millette. Akratek agrees, 1-1. Capitales have gotten a run at beast in the first and the second. Smith trying to make it a scoreless third. Peeks over his shoulder at first and comes home. Chopped right side, foul. Just top to the right of the foul line. Phillips was charging in, hoping to get there before the ball kicked to the right. Instead, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Glode. Call time, the lefty. Taps the front of his foot once, twice. Now the plate straddles back into the batter's box. Smith out of the stretch. Kicks and delivers. Check swing, ball low, appeal to third. Tim McCaffrey says Glode held up. Evens the count up at 2. Under the lights here at the Stade Canac. Cloudy, almost foggy, overcast skies. Look at the skyscrapers in downtown Quebec. There's some fog swirling around the top of the buildings. But the rain that's fallen for much of the day has held up after the last 3 hours. 2-2, fastball inside, just missed. And a full count to Glode. This is a big pitch here in this ballgame. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Just a 2-1 lead for Quebec in the bottom of the third. Otters dealt a heartbreaking loss last night, trying to even up the series at 1 with a win this evening. Payoff home. Fouled straight back off the top of the screen. Second payoff coming. Smith kicks and throws. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the glove of Felix. Slider by Smith. His third German-American bank strikeout of the night. And great work by the righty from Katy, Texas. First 2 batters reached on singles. He got an assist from Josh Allen. A leaping catch on a ball up the middle to take away a hit from Profar. And Smith retires the last 3 batters in order. Scoreless third inning. We played 3 innings in game number 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Quebec 2, Evansville 1 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. 3 innings complete. Game number 2, best of 5 series, Frontier League Championship Series. Evansville trying to even up the series at a game apiece, guarantee at least 2 home games at Bosse Field before the end of the championship series and the end of the season. Dakota Phillips leads off the top of the 4th for the Otters and takes a first pitch strike from Harley Gollert, the southpaw. 2 hits for the Otters. Justin Felix, a solo blast in the second. Josh Allen in a single up the middle. 0-1. This is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gollert has had to work 39 pitches in the very first inning when he walked 2 batters, but since then hasn't walked anyone. 1-1 home. Lined up the middle and down, base hit. Swerving to the right, Lacroix racing over to grab it, the center fielder, and Dakota Phillips as his first hit of the series. Nice night so far for Dak. He worked a walk on a full count back in the first and ripped that ball into center with some English. Had a little swerve on it as it kicked into center. So Phillips at first brings up Ethan Skinder. 2-1 Quebec in the top of the 4th, and guess what? So far, close back and forth. Again, every Otters playoff game this postseason has been close and back and forth. First pitch to Skinder, already misses outside, 1-0. You can't ask for more entertaining baseball, but I know for many of you at home, your heart rates are probably not looking too great over the last couple weeks. 1-0 sails high again, 2 balls and no strikes. 4 of 5 Otters playoff games have been decided by 2 runs or less. And the only one that wasn't was a 2-run game into the 8th inning before Gateway scored 10 in their lone win in the West Divisional Series. 2-1 is hit hard down the left field line, racing over Seidel. Can't get there. 1 ops in front of the line. Seidel cuts it off in the bullpen. Hustling to second is Skinder. He's safe with a double. Ethan Skinder roping one down the left field line. To be careful not to overslide the bag, and a little bit slippery, wet surface after a rainy day, able to keep the hand on under the tag of Glode. The Otters with 2 hard-hit balls off Gollert to start the 4th. And Evansville's got a great chance here to tie or take the lead. Gary Mattis, who led the Otters offense last night, comes to the plate. Phillips at third, Skinder at second with nobody out. Kick gonna throw home. Mattis shows bunt and fouls it off his leg. Sacrifice squeeze attempt, but Mattis could get out of his way. Just fouled it off his leg. He's kind of trying to come out of the batter's box too. And honestly, if he'd waited a second, maybe that ball avoids hitting him. He was still in the box when the ball hit him, so it was foul. 0-1, swing and a miss. Change up, foul tipped into the glove of Castro. Mattis last night, 2 for 3, 2 runs, a walk, the go-ahead home run in the top of the 9th inning for Evansville. Ready with a low crouch in the batter's box. 0-2. Broken bat flare into right, racing in Gideon. He'll play it on a hop, and it bounces over his head, and it's going to roll all the way to the warning track. Phillips scores, Skinder hustling around to score, and Mattis all the way to third base. He almost slides over the bag, keeps the hand on, and a triple for Mattis with an assist from the right field turf. The Otters take a 3-2 lead. It's a wet turf, and boy, did that take an unexpected hop. Gideon coming in at first, thought about making a diving catch. He held up at the last moment to play it on a bounce, but it hopped right over his head. End up rolling all the way to the warning track. Gideon's only 5'9", and Mattis goes all the way to third. 2 runs across. Green swings the first pitch and lines it into center. Down base hit, and Mattis scores. 4-2 Evansville. 4 straight hits by the Otters in the 4th inning. Single Phillips, double Skinder, triple Mattis, RBI base hit by Jake Green. And Ruben Castro, the catcher, out to chat with Gollert. An Otters explosion here in the top of the fourth. So much fight in this Evansville team. For now, they've silenced this raucous crowd at the Stade Canac. After just 2 hits through the first 2 innings, 4 straight hits to start the fourth. Justin Felix, who had a solo home run in his first at-bat, stands in and takes a huge hack. Finding nothing but late evening French-Canadian air on the swing, 0-1. Green at first, still nobody out. 3 runs across to the fourth for the Otters. 0-1. Swing and a miss again. 0-2. Fastball by Gollard, 89 on the outside corner. Gollard looks back at first, kicks and delivers. Fastball missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Felix, his 4th start of the postseason, didn't play last night. But his first home run of the season back in the second inning. 1-2, low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Otters bullpen has gone quiet. Zach Smith doing a great job getting out of the 3rd inning for the Otters scoreless, and now has a lead to work with. 2-2, swing and a miss. Changeup by Gollard. Strikes out Felix. 5th strikeout for Gollard, 1 away in the 4th. Much needed out for the southpaw from Toronto. Brings up George Khalil, Otters shortstop. Green at first and 1 out. Khalil struck out swinging back in the 2nd. 3 runs across for the Otters. Phillips, Skinner, Mattis, Green, 3 straight hits. Khalil lays down a bunt down the first base line, rolling fair, and just kicks foul. That was a beautiful bunt by Khalil. Just right on the edge of where green meets brown on this artificial turf field, and Profar was just praying that it would kick to the left, and a couple strides from the 3rd base bag, it finally did. Long walk back for the Australian shortstop Khalil back into the batter's box. Otters getting to Gollard, who doesn't have a loss on this season. 7-0 with the 3.23 ERA entering today. 0-1, swing and a miss. Changeup, 0-2. Gollard spent 4 years not that far away from Evansville, Austin Peay in Clarksville, Tennessee. I mentioned his last season with Oral Roberts, helping the Golden Eagles go all the way to the College World Series. Cinderella run, making it to Omaha just this past June. 0-2 to Khalil. Grounded up the middle, bouncing over the 2nd base bag into center field, base hit. 5th hit of the inning, 2 on for the Otters, still just 1 out of the 4th. Khalil's 2nd hit of the series, a hard hit ball bounced right over the 2nd base bag and out of the reach of the diving 2nd baseman Glode. For the first time all series, the pitching coach for Quebec, Cody Clark, walking to the mound to chat with Gollard. Phillips started the inning with a hard hit single into right center. Skinner lined one down the left field line for a double to put 2 in scoring position, and then Mattis hammered one to right. It took a huge hop over the head of the right fielder Gideon and rolled all the way to the warning track, helping result in a triple for Mattis. Green followed on the very next pitch with an RBI single up the middle, and now Khalil keeps the line moving with a single up the middle of his own. So Green at 2nd, Khalil at 1st, 1 out, top of the order, and Noah Myers. Pitch home. Myers fouls it back to the backstop, 0-1. This would be a great shot for Myers to find his first hit here back in his home country. 2 games here in Quebec. Combined 0 for 5. Pitch home, chopped right side, softly hit, racing in Glow. He'll toss to second in time as Valentine holds it there for the second out. Softly hit ball, never had a chance at turning two. And it was a little bit of an awkward throw from Glow to Valentine. He was able to hold on and keep his foot on the back. So Myers at first, Khalil out at second, Green goes to third, runners on the corners with 2 outs. And that's going to do it for Gollert. Josh Allen, who has a walk and a single against Gollert, and Patrick Scalabrini is going to not let Gollert see him again. Call to the bullpen, and the day will end for Holly Gollert. Doesn't have a loss all season. The Otters get to him in the 4th inning with 5 hits off the southpaw from Toronto. 4-2 Evansville, 2 on, 2 out in the top of the 4th. Back in 60 seconds on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Back at the Stade Canac, Tanner, Jessen, Dalton into the ballgame for Quebec to try to stop the bleeding for the Capitales in the top of the 4th. Evansville scored 3, chased the starter, Holly Gollert, out of the ballgame. Righty Tanner, Jessen, Dalton played a couple seasons with former Otter, or current Otter, Parker Brahms at Sac State, now in his first year with Quebec. Tall, lanky righty faces Josh Allen. First pitch home, fastball misses high, 1-0. Not great numbers on the year for the big righty. 5.31 ERA, 35 appearances, 40 2/3 innings pitched. He's have 48 strikeouts, but also 35 walks. 1-0, fly to right side, and down the line, drifting well out of play, and out onto the skate park. Out in the Park Victoria past the Stade Canac. Jessen Dalton, a highly touted prospect, though. 17th round pick out of Sac State by the Chicago Cubs in 2019 makings. 1-1, lined into left, LaCroix racing in, can't get there. One hops in front of the center fielder. Green scores, and the Otters add to the lead. 5-2 Evansville, 4 runs across in the 4th. Josh Allen, as good as advertised, the Otters legend, making quite an impact in this championship series. He had a leaping catch back in the 3rd inning to rob Quebec of an RBI base hit. He has his 2nd hit of the night, an RBI knock of the 4th. So 2 on, 2 out for Kona Quiggle. The lefty takes low, 1-0. Myers at second, Allen at first on his RBI knock into center. 1-0, swing and a miss. Big fastball by Jessen Dalton, 94 on the gun. Quiggle, the 9th batter of the inning for the Otters. They've had 6 hits here in the 4th. Jessen Dalton working on the left side of the mound. Looks back at second, fires home. Fouled straight back, 1-2. 5-2 Otters. A big inning here in the fourth. Stade Canac crowd that can be electric. Trying to stay in the game, but there's a level of shock at the moment. And time is called. That's a pitch clock violation on Gollert. The crowd saw it too. You could hear the reaction. Or excuse me, on Justin Dalton, the Quebec relief pitcher. So it's 2-2. Adds a ball to the count. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count. Justin Dalton home. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Quiggle to end the inning, but the Otters, what a fourth. Phillips a single, Skinder a double, Mattis a triple, Green a single, Khalil a single, Allen a single, 6 hits in the inning, 4 runs across, and the Otters a 5-2 lead, middle of the fourth on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the fourth from the Stade Canac, Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Evansville 5, Quebec 2. The crowd is roaring because they do this every game here at the Stade Canac. Middle fourth, hand out free pizzas, and it's not like anyone's starving here in Quebec, but they just love a free pizza. This place goes nuts as Capitales employees run around seeing who will get the loudest, and whoever does gets a free whole pie. It's pretty good. They don't just get a gift card. They get a hot pizza straight out of the box. Zach Smith back out to work the bottom of the fourth. Gismo Valentin, the lefty shortstop, leading off. First pitch missed outside. Here's the 1-0. Fastball taken all the way for a strike, 1-1. Valentin, a solo blast off Smith to right back in the second. That's Quebec's second and last run of the game. 5-2, Evansville leads. 1-1. Change up, misses outside. 2 balls to 1 strike. 4 runs in the fourth for the Otters to take the lead. A 6-hit inning and chasing the Quebec starter, the lefty Harley Gollert, out of the ballgame. 2-1 pitch. Grounded right side and foul, just kicking to the right of the first base back. Otters team has been so resilient all season. Evansville went 29-14 in the regular season with coming off a loss. Only 3 times this season with a losing streak of 3 games or more. Their longest losing streak of the year was just 4 games. 2-2. Breaking ball in the left-handed batter's box. And the count goes full to Valentin. Couldn't suffer a more heartbreaking defeat than the Otters had last night. They've bounced back well here to start game number 2 of this series. Payoff home. Slice foul again. Valentin motioning with his arm to flatten out his swing. A little bit early on a couple of these change-ups from Zach Smith that have been beautiful tonight. Just 1 walk so far for Smith, 3 strikeouts, and has allowed 4 hits, but he's kept Quebec off balance. Payoff home again. Popped up into left. Mattis going back at the edge of the track, reaches up, falls over, and make the catch. Ball fell out of his glove, and Valentin to second. think Mattis slipped. He was there. Trying to look at the monitor in front of me and see what happened to Mattis. He was at the warning track. Yep, his feet just gave out underneath him. He slipped and couldn't make the catch. A little bit of a slippery turf after half an inch of rain. The Otters, who play on an unnatural field, not as used to playing on turf, and a slip and a fall instead of an out to end the inning. Valentin all the way to seconds. Brings up the righty first baseman TJ White. First pitch home, a slider in the dirt, 1-0. Breaking ball low, 2 balls and no strikes. So waiting to see what Capitales score gives the result of that swing off the bat of Valentin. If Mattis never touched the ball originally before it hit the turf, it has to be ruled a double. But if he did touch it, it might go down as an error. 2-0, misses low again. 3 balls and no strikes to White. Valentin at second, nobody out, bottom of the fourth. Otters scoring 4 in the top half of the frame, trying to back that up with a good bottom half. Take the lead into the 5th inning. 3-0 home. White taking all the way and high, ball 4. It's the second walk of the game for Smith, and really the first time we've seen him just totally lose a batter. White walked, Valentin to second, and Otters pitching coach Max Peterson walking out to chat with Smith, who's at 74 pitches here in the 4th. Pitch count starting to go up. He's had his best start in really over a month. But it is not easy against a red-hot Quebec offense that came from behind last night with 3 home runs in the last 2 innings, scored a ridiculous 29 combined runs against New Jersey in the 2 games played here at the Stade Canac. And not helped on what should have been a fly out to deep left off the bat of Valentin. Matt is slipping and unable to make the catch. They will give it a double to Valentin. The scorebook certainly not reflecting what happened there on the play for Zach Smith. Max Peterson back to the dugout, and Smith in to face Jonathan Lacroix. Shows bunt, pitch inside, and Lacroix hops out of the way, 1-0. Valentin at second, White at first, nobody out, bottom of the 4th, 5-2 Otters lead. And there is action again in the Evansville bullpen. James Crick, again the righty warming. Bunt shown again, pitch home, pulled back, misses inside. 2-0. Lacroix walked against Smith in his first at-bat back in the 2nd. Righty pitcher facing lefty batter. Corner infielders both in on the grass for the Otters, Skinner and Phillips. Shows bunt again, 2-0 home. That's a strike as it's pulled back, 2-1. Fastball right down the middle. Now that Lacroix has seen a strike, will he actually try to lay down the bunt? Smith takes a deep breath on the mound, looks back at second, sets at the chest. No bunt shown, pitch home. It's swung on and hit right side foul. 2-2. Change of strategy there by Patrick Scalabrini. Smith allowed the first 2 batters to reach in the 3rd on 2 base hits and was able to get out of the inning without damage. This time is called. Ball out of the Quebec bullpen got out onto the field, and Josh Allen ran over to throw it back into the stands. Two count with 2 on. Pitch. Fastball well outside. And a full count to Lacroix. Another huge pitch in this ball game and in this series here. Smith looks back at second base, readies and throws. High, ball 4. A changeup that badly missed up, and it loads the bases with nobody out. Tomahawk chop starting here at the Stade Canac. Valentine at third, White at second, Lacroix at first, Tommy Seidel, ready left fielder, struck out swinging back in the second, steps in. Smith stays on, Crick still warming in the Otters pen. Bases loaded, nobody out, Otters lead 5-2. Pitch home. Breaking ball high, 1-0. Back-to-back walks by Smith after Valentine doubling when Mattis slipped in left field and couldn't make the catch. Chopped off the end of the bat down the third base line. Glove by Skinner. He throws home. Felix on the bag for the force out. 1 away. Ideal play for the Otters. Nice play by Skinner, and just his second start of the season at third base, charging hard. A ball force on with the bases loaded, throwing home, and Felix doesn't have to apply the tag, just the foot on the bag, and 1 out. For one move station to station, White to third, Lacroix to first. Seidel now at first, back to the top of the order, and Ruben Castro's 1 for 2 today, singled in the third. Lefty batter facing the ready Smith. Pitch home. Change up on the outside corner for a strike, going 1. Zach Smith, maybe his best trait the first half of the season when he was an all-star caliber pitcher, was getting out of jams, composure on the mound. Oh, 1. Fastball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. .84 pitches now for Smith here in the 4th. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Evansville 5, Quebec 2. High set for Smith. Kicks and fires. Change up outside. 2-1 to Castro. Three hits yesterday for Castro. 3 for 4. Has 10 hits now in the postseason. He's led the Capitales offense all year. Smith is going to step off and reset before the 2-1. Puerto Rican catcher. He's had a brilliant season for Quebec. Was signed a few weeks after the Otters played the Capitales in late May here. 2-1. Foul tipped off the end of the bat and back off the top of home plate. White at third, Lacroix at second, Seidel at first, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Otters lead 5-2, hoping for a win to even up this series at a game apiece before the series shifts south to Evansville. Smith winds and deals. Swing and a miss, and the bat flying out of the hands of Castro. Completely fooled on a changeup, 2 away. Two outs. Justin Gideon. It's been quite the thorn in the side to the Otters so far. This series steps to the plate. A chance for Evansville to get out of this inning unscathed after the bases were loaded with nobody out. Gideon 1 for 2 today, but he reached in the first on an air, singled in the third. Pitch home to the lefty, grounded right side. Allen, the second baseman, over, collects, tosses to first for the out. Zach Smith, not sure I've ever seen him show emotion on the mound, is pumped up, screaming, throwing his arms in the air, and the Otters sprinting off the field in delight. Smith and Evansville escape a bases-loaded jam with nobody out and do not allow a run in the 4th. What an effort tonight by Zach Smith. He's worked 4 strong innings, and it's 5-2 Evansville after 4 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Four innings complete in Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. 5-2 lead for the Otters over the Capitales, and what a 4th inning it was for the Otters. 4 runs in the top half of the inning. Quebec loaded the bases with nobody out, and Zach Smith escaping the inning without allowing a single run to come across. Really remarkable by Smith. What's been almost a renaissance start, you could say. Yeah, it was dominant the first half of the season for the Otters, especially in May, has looked like his best self tonight here in the championship series. To go to Phillips, the batter, took a first pitch strike. The 0-1 is hacked and missed, 0-2. Lefty Phillips led off the 4th inning for the Otters with a single. They sent all 9 batters to the plate in the 4th inning, had 6 hits in the inning, and chased the start of the lefty Harley Gallant. 0-2 home. Broken bat flare down the left field line. Seidel racing over. Tough play. He slides and can't make the catch, but it's foul. Just a hop to the left of the foul line and right in front of the Otters bullpen. Seidel sliding, unable to reel it in. It stays 0-2 to Phillips. Back to the batter's box. Really nice night so far for Dak. Walked in the first, single and run in the 4th. 0-2 to the all-star catcher coming. Tanner Jessen Dalton kicks and throws. Breaking ball low, 1-0. Jessen Dalton needed 8 pitches in the 4th. Had a base hit to Allen before getting Quiggle to strike out. Relief for the starter Gollert. Lanky righty, black glove, sets at the chest, big kick and a fire. Another broken bat. A pop-up down the left field line and going foul. Maybe it's not broken. Sounds like it's broken, but sometimes different bats make different sounds. And Dak's still holding on to the lumber. Black top to the bat with a brage-bound bottom to the barrel. 1-2 home. Fastball high, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Phillips. Otters finished with 7 hits last night. Had to feel pretty happy with their offensive performance against one of the best pitchers in the Frontier League that started, Abdiel Saldana. Already have 8 hits tonight. 2-2, grounded right side foul. And it started with that very first inning for the Otters. 39 pitches to get through 5 batters for the starter Gollert in the first inning. Otters had 2 walks, and it just set a tone of, yeah, the Otters had a heartbreaking loss last night. That's behind them, and they're right back here to try to win here tonight. It's not going to be easy for Quebec. 2-2, misses high and a full count. Set the tone, 39 pitches, and you tire a pitcher out, and the Otters broke through in the 4th. 4 straight hits to start the inning. Full count now to Phillips. Pitch home, outside, ball 4. Another great plate appearance by an Otter. Dak works his second walk on a full count today. Two walks and a single for Phillips. That was a 9-pitch walk. Leadoff runner aboard as Ethan Skinder comes to the plate for Evansville. No lead is certainly safe here at the Stade Canac. The Otters, well, they've learned that the hard way, not once, but 3 times so far here in Quebec. First pitch to Skinder, a changeup at the knees for a strike to the righty. Otters lost a 7-run lead, the first game they ever played here at the Stade Canac back on May 16th. The lone regular series these two teams played. 0-1. Breaking ball high. 1 ball to 1 strike. Otters in an 8-1 lead. Quebec scored 7 runs, scored 6 runs in the 8th inning of that game, and then hit 2 solo home runs off Jake Polancic to walk it off. 1-1 home. Swing and a miss. Fastball up. 1-2. Otters lost a late lead in the 8th inning against Quebec in the second game of the series. Lost 6-5. And then Evansville, the quality start from Tim Holgraver, won the series finale 6-2. And then, of course, the Otters had 2 different leads last night of 2 runs, both going to the bottom of the 8th and the bottom of the 9th. They couldn't hold the lead. 1-2 home. Chopped off the end of the bat down the right field line. It's a fair ball picked up by Justin Dalton. Throw to first just in time. By a millisecond. Skinder thought he was safe. Just looking over to Matthew Van Houten with his hands in the air. A high chopper. It took a while for Justin Dalton to get there. Skinder does advance Phillips, though, to first. 1 away here in the 5th. Phillips at second. Gary Mattis, who tripled. A ball that took a huge hop over the head of the right fielder, Gideon, back in the 4th. Comes to the plate. Pitch home to Mattis. Fastball sails high, 1-0. Gary's a double sigh of the series cycle already. Home run yesterday, triple today, and a single as well yesterday. Justin Dalton peeks back at second, winds and delivers. Change up on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Phillips at second with 1 out. Otters have scored in 2 of the first 4 innings. 1-1. Fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two home. Lined right side and foul. Another long at bat with foul ball after foul ball worked by the Otters offense today. Otters hitting coach Bobby Siegel, no doubt, sitting in the dugout like a proud father right now. 1-2, fouled straight back, and Mattis stays alive. It's been an up and down season for the Otters offense, especially for the first 3 months. Felt like they found something and the lineup kind of clicked in August. It's carried over into the playoffs. Not just good hitting, but clutch hitting by Evansville in the playoffs. 1-2, swing and a miss. Breaking ball, slurving out of the zone, 2 away. Hey, want to make your lawn and landscape look like a field of dreams? Make sure you use 10 Bars Professional Brand products. Pick them up in any of our 3 locations, beautifying the communities we live in and the grass we walk and play on, all since 1940. 2 outs, Phillips at second, Jake Green strides to the plate. Green 1 for 2, RBI single back in the 4th. He homered yesterday. Justin Dalton winds home. A changeup is a beautiful pitch right at the knees, 0-1. A 1. Check swing by Green. Pitch outside of the zone. Appeal to first. Matthew Van Houten says Green held up. Jake's got his wedding coming up September 30th. It's 2 weeks away from Saturday. He was telling me that as soon as the season ends, going to drive Right back down to Texas to get ready for wedding planning. 1-1. Check swing again. This time Green went around, ball in the dirt. 1-2. It's going to be a little bit rushed though now. The Otters season not ending until this weekend. Yeah, playoff run to the championship series and getting married in the same week or in the same month. It's been a pretty good September so far for Jake Green. It's only getting better. 1-2. Fastball high off the glove of Castro and back to the backstop. Phillips jogs down to third. Two and two to the righty batter from Saxe, Texas. The Wayland Baptist University NAIA school in Plainview, Texas. Our western part of the state outside of Amarillo. There's a light rain starting to fall. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball inside corner, strike three called. Pretty pitch from Justin Dalton, and him and Jake Green are staring each other down. Some words exchanged as they both walk back to the dugout. Leadoff walk for the Otters, that's all in the fifth. Light rain falling at the Stade Canac. 5-2, Evansville in front on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the fifth from the Stade Canac in Quebec City, Quebec Province, Canada. 5-2, Evansville leads Quebec Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Zach Smith's been excellent tonight, back out to work. The bottom of the fifth, his first pitch home to Greg Bird, misses inside for a ball. Lefty batter Bird 0 for 2 today. Righty Smith fires home, breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-1. 90th pitch right there of the night for Zach Smith. 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, just 1 earned run on 5 hits. Sets at the chest and fires. Chopped right side and foul, 1-2. The biggest number, though, of the night for Smith. Stranded 5 runners on base through the first 4 innings, including a remarkable 4th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Smith and Evansville able to get out of the inning without a run coming across. 1-2, breaking ball misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got a fielder's choice, forced out at the plate, strikeout and a ground out. Smith worked out of the third as well after the first 2 batters reached. Light rain continuing to fall. Here's the 2-2, chopped right side again and foul. It's a drizzle, I'd say, right now. Slowed down a little bit from a few minutes ago when it started. It had been precipitation free for the last 3 hours or so here in Quebec. Already a little bit of a slick turf is only going to get damper. 2-2 home. Fastball outside and a full count. And looking at the radar, looks like it's pretty much going to stay drizzly the rest of the evening here at the Stade Canac. Doesn't look like it should get hard enough to stop the game. But it could play a factor. The payoff home outside, ball 4. Smith frustrated with himself. Leadoff walk. Never a good start to an inning. Bird reaches first, but 2 straight innings for Smith. He's allowed the leadoff runner on and ended the inning without a run coming across. Bird at first. Jeremy Profar, ready third baseman, digs in. Otters 5, Capitales 2. Smith home, slider outside, 1-0. Smith at the chest and home. Change up in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. 4 walks now by Smith. 4th inning, there was a double, but 2 straight walks loaded the bases. Smith was able to get out of his mess he created. 2-0, fastball right down the middle, 2-1. Just wonder how much is left in the tank now for Zach Smith. 98 pitches, and Parker Brahms is now starting to warm up in the Otters bullpen. Kick and a throw. Fastball inside, 3-1. Smith hasn't thrown this many pitches since August 24th. It's nearly been a month. 3-1 pitch. Slider outside corner, strike 2. Good call by Tanya Millette right on the corner. Smith's worked it back full. Season high 111 pitches. And his next pitch will be his 100th. Payoff home. Fastball inside corner, just missed. Ball 4. Wow, that was a strike. And Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, is letting Tanya Millette have it. That's a big call to make, and that's just Tanya Millette's had some good calls tonight, but she's missed a few, and that is a big pitch to just badly miss on. One that was, looking at the Acrotech in front of me, well in the zone. It was really in the heart of the plate on the lower side, but that was absolutely a strike. So 2 straight walks to start the 5th. Max Peterson out to chat with Zach Smith, and Parker Brahms continuing to warm in the Otters bullpen. Could see 2 Sac State Hornets in this ball game. Drizzle starting to fall a little bit harder now here at the Stade Canac. And Tanya Millette's going to start walking back out to talk with Max Peterson and have an idea. There's going to be some more words exchanged here. Peterson walking back to the dugout, and Millette not wanting to look at Peterson. Millette, the only Quebec area umpire, French, in terms of language-wise, French first umpire. Other 2 from the U.S. McCaffrey at third, Van Houten at first. 2-1, nobody out for David Glaude, the lefty. First pitch home, low for a ball, 1-0. This is going to be a slick baseball now. The hardest the rain is falling all night right here. It is a steady rain at the moment. Umbrellas out for the fans that aren't under the grandstands. 1-0. Lined high in the air down the right field line, but hooking foul. That ball's way out onto the skate park. But Glaude, keep the hips still. He turned way too much on that. 1-1. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 5th, Otters lead 5-2. One. Breaking ball low, changeup misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. How much longer is the leash on Smith? Big decision time here for the Otters coaching staff. 2-1, well outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Smith takes off a sign from Felix. Now has one he likes at the chest. Looks back at second, kicks and fires. Broken bat, swing and a miss. Bat into the seats. Oh my goodness. Well, it is slippery, and the bat wasn't a broken bat. It was just a lost bat. It's a security guard has the bat, and I don't know where he's going to go with it. I guess he's going to bring it back down to the Quebec dugout. Good thing is everyone's okay in the seats. That bat, that was 10 rows up onto the middle concourse here at the Stade Canac. So a full count to Glode. Another huge pitch in this ball game coming up. Glode both looking for a new bat and some pine tar to get a grip. What's turning it into a damp second half of this ball game here at the Stade Canac. 5-2 Otters, bottom of the 5th, 2 on, nobody out for Quebec. Smith out of the stretch, readies and fires, popped up left side, drifting out of play. We'll do the payoff again. Smith kicks and fires. Lined left side, hooking foul. Bouncing into the picnic pavilion down the left field line. Glode struck out both times today against Smith. Call time, reset the batting gloves. It's going to be the last batter that Smith will face of the night. Can he end it in a big out for the first out of the 5th? Third payoff pitch coming. It's home. High ball 4. Bases are loaded on 3 straight walks by Smith in the 5th. Jeswell Valentin, solo home run in the 2nd, doubled when Gary Mattis slipped out in left field coming to the plate. And a day is going to end for Zach Smith. It's a sour note to end on, but it is one to be proud of for Zach Smith tonight. Final line is certainly going to decide on what happens here in the rest of the 5th, but in 4 excellent innings, Smith was terrific. He's not happy with Tanya Millette and her strike zone. Millette badly missing a call on the second batter of the inning. On a full count, that should have been out number 1, but for Smith, got out of jams in the 3rd and the 4th, just 1 earned run allowed over 4 innings, and he is a big reason the Otters have a 5-2 lead. We'll stay here at the Stade Canac. Parker Brahms into the ball game for Evansville. The ready Brahms started the season as a starter, had 3 different stints on the injured list. After his last stint on the injured list, came off on August 22nd, now out of the bullpen for Evansville with a pitch count limit. 5 total outings out of the bullpen, counting the regular season and the playoffs. Didn't allow a run in his first 4 outings, but hit 2 batters against the Gateway Grizzlies in his last playoff outing and ended up 2 runs coming across on 1 hit. Completed just an inning against Gateway. That was in Game 2 in Sauget of the West Divisional Series. Before that, though, it was just beautiful to watch Brahms pitch on the mound. Basically untouchable. He only allowed 1 hit over his first 10 innings pitched out of the bullpen since August 22nd, including 2 shutout innings against Schaumburg in the wild card game. Righty from Southern California, pitched at Sacramento State. He was teammates with Tanner Jessen Dalton with the Hornets, who's currently the reliever on the mound for Quebec. So Sac State, a long ways from Sacramento, thousands and thousands of miles from the capital city of California. But two former Sac State Hornets on the bump for these two sides. Bases loaded, nobody out for Brahms. Jesmuel Valentin, the lefty shortstop, stands in. Brahms on the right side of the rubber, kicks and fires. Breaking ball on the inside corner, 0-1. Fastball, slider, changeup for Brahms. He can be a strikeout machine. 41 strikeouts and 42 in a third innings pitch. Sac State's all-time strikeouts leader with 295 strikeouts over 3 years. 0-1 from the righty. Swing and a miss. Changeup buckling out of the zone. Brahms struck out 5 Gateway Grizzlies in his last relief appearance of the regular season. Otters trying to get the lefty Valentin out for the first time today. 0-2. Breaking ball outside corner, strike 3 called. Change up. Freezing Valentin, who doesn't like the call, but that's the right call from Tanya Millette. He's certainly been in the spotlight tonight. 1 away, bases loaded, and the Las Vegas native and fan favorite TJ White to the plate. Can the Otters escape a bases loaded jam unscathed for the second straight inning? Bird at third, Profar at second, Gload at first with 1 out. White is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Ready on ready matchup. Brahms home. Check swing, ball in the dirt. White held up, 1-0. It's gone back and forth for the most part between a light rain and a drizzle. At the moment, I'd say it's a light drizzle just falling over the field. Still a lot of umbrellas up in the stands for fans that are not under cover. Brahms rocks back and forth. Kicks and fires. Fastball high, 2-0. Brahms winds and delivers. Fouled straight back, 2-1 to White. Oh for 4 in the series for White. He has worked 2 walks. Veteran infielder who gets his name chanted from the stands almost every time he comes to the plate. 2-1 home. Grounded left side, could be 2. Khalil tosses to second for 1. To first, double play. 6-4-3, ending inning double play. And the Otters for a second straight inning erase a bases loaded jam with nobody out. What an effort by Parker Brahms. After 5, Evansville 5, Quebec 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Top of the 6th from the Stade Canac. 5-2 lead for the Otters over the Capitales. An unbelievable last 2 innings for Evansville. 4 runs in the 4th. The Otters back-to-back innings escape a bases-loaded jam with nobody out unscathed. How often do you see that? Once, but not twice in a ball game, especially in a hostile road environment in a championship series. So 5-2 Otters, top of the 6th. Justin Felix leading off for the Otters against the new pitcher, Elliott Carney, the righty. First pitch missed inside for a ball. The 1-0 home, a fastball on the outside corner. 1-1 to Felix. Carney, 4.50 ERA on the season. Had just 7 appearances in the regular season. 10 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts to 3 walks. 1-1. Fastball high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Carney, who was with Lake Erie last season, former Coastal Carolina Chanticleer. Working on the left side of the rubber. Size the shoulders and the 2-1. Swing and a miss by Felix. His white necklace falling behind him over the back of his blue jersey. Light drizzle continuing to fall. The 2-2 home. Swing and a miss again. 90 from Carney. A fastball strikes out Felix. 1 out in the 6th. For landscape design that is truly unique, look to locally owned Wild Horticulture. Whether you need a team to design and construct a large-scale landscape project for your business or are looking to create an epic backyard retreat complete with plants, water, and light installation, the experienced team at Wild can take your ideas to the next level. Like we've seen their creative work all over town. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 6th, 5-2 Otters. First pitch home to Khalil, a changeup at the knees for a strike. Wild Horticulture has the skills and resources, deliver inspiring spaces to bring your ideas to life. Have a project in mind? Find them on Instagram, wildspaces.com. 0-1 to Khalil. Swing and a miss, falling out of the zone. 0-2, and Carney looking sharp out of the pen for the Capitales to start the 6th. Second arm out of the bullpen for Quebec. Evansville chased the lefty starter, Harley Gollard, out of the game after his 3 2/3. Righty Tanner Desson Dalton worked an inning in the 3rd. Khalil calling time and stepping out before the 0-2. Oh, 2 home. High again, 1-2. Five runs on 8 hits, 1 error for the Otters. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for the Capitales. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup falling out of the zone. 2 away. 4 straight Otters have struck out. Carney starting his outing with 2 straight Ks. I'll bring up the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. It's been a quiet series so far for Noah Myers. 0 for 3 today. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th. Lefty batter to face Carney. 1 in the 1st for the Otters, a Felix solo blast, and then a hit barrage in the 4th inning for 4 runs. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball sails high, 1-0. Quebec scratched across an unearned run in the 1st, and then a solo blast by Jesmuel Valentin in the 2nd inning, giving Quebec a brief lead before the 4-run 4th by Evansville. No run since. 1-0. Flied high in the air to center field. Lacroix, couple steps back, circling under the baseball, makes the shoulder high grab to retire the side. Otters go down in order in the top of the 6th. 5-2 Evansville, mid-6th on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the sixth, game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series, best of 5 between the Otters and the Capitales. Evansville, a 5-2 lead here in game number 2. A heartbreaking loss last night for the Otters. 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth for a 7-6 win for Quebec. Otters trying to bounce back and even up the series at a game apiece. Parker Brahms got all 3 outs of the 5th inning, remains out for the 6th, and fires the first pitch low to Jonathan Lacroix. The center fielder has 2 walks today. Ready pitcher facing lefty batter. Brahms rocking back and forth, kicks and fires. Fastball misses high, 2-0. Brahms entering with the bases loaded in the 5th inning. Got a strikeout looking of Valentine, and then White grounding into a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. 2-0 home. Fastball outside again. 3 balls and no strikes. Now the damp ball not helping the command certainly of any pitchers. The steady drizzle that's really fallen over the Stade Canac here in Quebec for the last 30 minutes or so. 3-0, fastball on the outside corner, 3-1. On the radar showing it's not going to let up through the rest of the night. Something the players are going to have to deal with. Could be more of an issue if this was an all-natural surface where maybe puddles would form, but everyone here in Quebec telling me the field holds water very well. 3-1 grounded right side. Allen a few steps in at second. Gloves throws to first. 1 away. Brahms has retired the first 3 batters he faces. Tommy Seidel, number 9 batter for the Capitales, comes to the plate. Left fielder 0 for 2 today. And we appreciate everyone tuning in on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports on this Wednesday night. Evansville back at home on Friday. First pitch home to Seidel. A strike on the inside corner, 0-1. If you're tuning in on the Otters Digital Network, great to do another Otters roll call. Let us know where you're tuned in from, and you might get a shout out on the air. The 0-1, breaking ball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Seidel. Five-2 Otters, 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the 6th. Brahms kicks and fires, swing and a miss. 88 mile per hour changeup from Brahms in on the hands. It's for very few human beings I feel like I've met. This might be a little dramatic, at least on the Otters. Very few guys that are more confident, optimistic, and upbeat than Parker Brahms. In some ways, the perfect guy to be in this situation. The 1-2, fly to right side and foul. He started his season as a starter, was a starter at Sac State, certainly the position he wants to be in, but due to some arm issues having to come out of the bullpen. And even with all the frustrating times on the IL, 3 times this season for Brahms, I've never seen him stop smiling. Every day. 1-2, change up low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coming in, bases loaded, nobody out. Otters frustrated with the home plate umpire Tanya Millett in strike zone, and Brahms shrugs it off, gets out of the bases loaded jam unscathed. Trying to get the Otters into the latter half of this ball game. 2-2, popped up high in the air in shallow center. 3 blue jerseys converging. Center fielder Quiggle in, drifting under the baseball and makes the catch. 2 away. First 4 retired for Brahms. His first appearance since last Saturday against Gateway. It's the top of the order now in Ruben Castro, the lefty catcher. He's 1 for 3 today. 18 pitches for Brahms. The goal maybe for the Otters, a 3-run lead. Complete the 7th. Get 4 more outs. First pitch home to the lefty. A changeup at the knees for a strike, 0-1. A 1 home. Chopped softly up the middle. Coming in, Allen, the second baseman, gloves, throws to first in time. The first 1-2-3 inning worked by the Otters. Parker Brahms, an easy 6. We go to the 7th in game number 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Evansville 5, Quebec 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bienvenue à Quebec, top of the 7th from the French-Canadian capital of the Quebec province. 5-2 lead for the Otters over the Capitales going into the last 3 innings of baseball. Evansville would love some more insurance. No lead is safe here at the Stade Canac. Josh Allen will lead off for the Otters. New pitcher into the ballgame in the 7th for Quebec. It's the lefty Franklin Parra, 4.58 ERA, 41 appearances, 39 and a third innings pitched on the year. Sets at the belt and the pitch home to the ready. Allen is hammered down the left field line, but foul just over the head of the Otters manager and third base coach Andy McCauley. 50 strikeouts, 22 walks on this season for Parra. Batting average against just .232. Second year with the Capitales, former Mets farmhand. 0-1. This is low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Josh Allen. Three-run lead for the Otters. 1-1. Breaking ball at the knees for a strike. 1-2. The Otters had 2 two-run leads in both the 8th and the 9th yesterday. However, they never had a 3-run lead. Capitales have not scored since the 2nd inning. 1-2. Fastball inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Allen. 1 in the first for the Capitales. Justin Felix answered with a solo home run. Quebec got 1 more back in the 2nd, but the difference right now is the 4th for the Otters. 4 runs in the 4th inning. The first 4 batters reached, and the Otters had 6 hits. 2-2, grounded up the middle. Tough play over the shortstop. Valentin barehanded play, throw to first. Caught by White off a bounce at first. Beating Allen by a half step. Valentin barehanded it. It was only all the time he had on a ball up the middle, especially on a slick turf. Wet conditions is tough. And White able to pick it off a hop for the first out. 1 away in the 7th brings up Kona Quiggles 0 for 3 today, lefty batter. Parra kicks and throws. Pitch inside, 1-0. Great to have so many people tuning in on the Otters Digital Network. Emilio from Evansville, Maddie from Avon, Ohio, Garrett from Boonville. 1-0, slider outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And we have one of the 2 best bat boys in the Frontier League, Landon Strong, tuning in. Can't wait to see so many of you at Bossy Field on Friday night as the Otters return to Evansville. 2-0. Lined hard in the air to left center. Back is Lacroix off the warning track and bouncing off the wall. Quiggle hustling to second. The throw from Lacroix is late. Quiggle slides over the bag and just sitting on it as he steps back up and celebrates the Otters' new doubles dance. A double with 1 out in the 7th. Otters switched up the doubles dance to start the playoffs. It's now the trucker horn sign, you could say. Bringing the arm down into a fist. There's a name for that, and I'm blanking on it right now. New doubles dance for the postseason, and Quiggle has his first hit here in Quebec. He's at second with one out. Brings up Dakota Phillips, who's had a great night. Swings to the first pitch, grounds it right side, right to the first baseman White. Steps on the bag, 2 outs. Quiggle does move to third, 2 away in the 7th. Ethan Skinder, who doubled back in the 4th, comes to the plate. 1 for 3 tonight for the Otters' third baseman. Otters bullpen is still quiet. Parker Brahms looking terrific out of the Otters bullpen. Zach Smith, a great start tonight for Evansville. 4 innings, allowed just 1 earned run. Brahms now 2 shutout innings without allowing a base runner. First pitch home to Skinder, misses low, 1-0. Parr on the third base side of the rubber delivers. Breaking ball outside. Castro was crossed up there. Did not expect the ball to go where it did. He's going to get a fresh baseball from Parra. Damp ball. Drizzle continues to fall here in Quebec. About 3 hours north of Montreal. 4.5 or so from the New York border. 2-0 pitch inside. Skinder scooting out of the way. 3 balls and no strikes. It's been a very dreary 2 days here in Quebec. Haven't seen the sun at all. Overcast skies, drizzle, upper 60s. Already fall here in eastern Canada. 3-0. Low, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Skinder, and the Otters have runners on the corners with 2 outs. None of those pitches from Parra weren't particularly close. So Gary Mattis, who's had himself quite a last 2 days here in Quebec, comes to the plate. 2 RBI triple, and a ball hit to right that took a huge hop over Justin Gideon's head and rolled all the way to the wall. After a 2 at 9, including a go-ahead homer last night for Mattis. Cody Clark, Quebec's pitching coach, walking out to chat with Parra. 5-2 Otters, top 7. 5 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for Evansville. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Quebec. Best of 5 series. Quebec leads 1-0 on a walk-off home run last night in the 9th inning. Final as many of 3 games will be at Bosse Field. If the Otters win tonight, it guarantees a Friday and a Saturday game. Both 6:35 first pitches in the River City. And if necessary, winner take all game 5 Sunday evening at 5:05. First pitch to Mattis, a fastball at the knees for a strike. Lefty pitcher facing righty batter. Mattis a low crouch in the right-handed batter's blocks. So he's got his turquoise blue batting gloves out of his back pocket. 0-1 swing and a miss. 0-2. Parra kicks and fires. Skinder takes off, pitches high, and Skinder slides in safely without a throw. Good jump by Ethan Skinder, who was thrown out yesterday trying to steal. Castro didn't even try to make the throw. First stolen base against the Capitales in this series for the Otters. So they have 2 in scoring position now. 1-2. High again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jake Green's on deck. Otters looking for more insurance. They'll take everything they can get here at the Stade Canac. 2-2. Fly to right side and drifting out of play. A double by Quiggle here in the 7th. Skinder working a walk. Quiggle at third, Skinder at second. 2 outs, top of the 7th. 5-2 Otters lead. Parra winds and throws high. Good catch by Castro, nearly back to the backstop Full count to Mattis with first base open. Castro out of the stretch. Kicks and throws. Inside, ball forward. Ball gets back to the backstop. Quiggle will score standing up. 6-2 Evansville. Inside, nearly hit Mattis. Past the glove of Castro. Back to the backstop. And the Otters add a run in the 7th. A great at bat as well by Mattis. Back-to-back walks worked. And a key insurance run scratched across for Evansville. Skinder goes down to third on the pass ball. Mattis at first, 2 outs, and it brings up Jake Green. Evansville looking for more, but it's not going to be against Para. Patrick Scalabrini, the Quebec manager, running out and signaling for a righty from the Quebec bullpen. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Green coming up. We'll step aside. Back in 60 seconds. It's 6-2 Otters, top of the 7th, Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Big righty, Austin Morosis into the ball game for Quebec with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the 7th. 6-2 Otters lead. Evansville looking to add more. Otters have not faced Morosis in a Quebec jersey, but they've faced him, feels like 1 billion times this season. Morosis was with Windy City almost this entire season, traded right before the transaction deadline. And now with the Capitales for the stretch run, just 7 appearances in the regular season with Quebec for Morosis, an 8.10 ERA. Faces Jake Green, the righty. Righty on righty matchup pitch, home swing, and a miss by Green on a fastball in on the hands. Morosis, a tall righty on the mound. 6'8", 230. Chicago native, coming all the way north here to Quebec. At the belt, the 0-1. Swing and a miss again by Green. 0-2. Morosis kicks and deals. Fastball inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Morosis, good strikeout numbers on the season. Could be just a 1-pitch spot for Patrick Scalabrini. Just hoping he can get Green out. 1-2. Looping breaking ball inside. Just couldn't get back to the strike zone. 2-2. Skinder at third. Mattis at first. 2 outs. 6-2 Evansville. Top of the 7th. Moses kicks and deals. Fastball outside. Green's worked it full. That was a missed call by Tanya Millette. That was strike 3. It's a really tough position to be an umpire, and she's missed a couple big calls tonight. I honestly think her strike zone's been pretty good overall. That's a tough call there. Goes the Otters' way, but a couple that have gone Quebec's way. Payoff home, swing and a miss. Fastball in, and Morosis strikes out Green. to eliminate any more trouble in the 7th. Otters do get one run across, though. Conaquiggle doubles and scores on a pass ball. Will stretch here in Quebec. Otters 6, Capitales 2. Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the 7th. Game 2, the Frontier League Championship Series, 6-2 lead for the Otters over the Capitales. Another rocking night in Quebec, but Evansville trying to silence the home fans. Parker Brahms back out to work. Justin Gideon, lefty right fielder, leading off for Quebec, takes the first pitch low, 1-0. Parker Brahms home, fastball on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. What work by Brahms so far, 2 innings pitched, hasn't allowed a base runner, 1 strikeout. First arm out of the pen for the Otters. It's just at 22 pitches. 2-0. Looping breaking ball, misses high, 3-0 to Gideon. It's 1 for 3 today, the walk-off 3-run homer yesterday. Two-one pitch. Popped up, left side. Gideon slams the bat down in frustration. Khalil drifting back. The shortstop reaches up and makes a tough backpedaling catch all the way out in pretty middling left field. It was a long way back for Khalil, and a drizzle continuing to fall here at the Stade Canac. Not an easy play. One away in the 7th brings up Greg Bird. 0 for 2 with a walk for the lefty and former New York Yankee. Brahms rocking back and forth, and the righty home. Fastball just missed low, 1-0. A 4-run fourth, the difference for the Otters. They added one more in the top of the 7th. Quebec, a run apiece in just the first and the second inning. 1-0, fastball on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Quebec has not lost a home game since August 20th. Won 9 in a row here at the Stade Canac. 1-1. Slice left side, racing in Mattis. He makes the sliding grab. Sunglasses flying, batting gloves flying out of his back pocket. Mattis, who had a misplay on a ball to left where he slipped, ended up just getting into an early slide there and able to make a nice catch, chest high. Kind of use the turf that's slippery to your advantage. 2 away, brings up Jeremy Profar, the third baseman. Brahms home, a looping breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. The rain is starting to fall a little bit stronger. This is close to the most steady I've seen it all night. 0-1. Fastball on the inside corner, 0-2. Gotta credit the Quebec fans. Brought their rain jackets, their umbrellas. Most of the fans are undercover under the grandstands, but the one closest to the field aren't. And none of them have left. 0-2. Grounded right side. Phillips up and makes the catch. It never reached the turf. A liner right side, and Dak with a great play roaming to his right on a knee and holding on to the baseball. Two great plays. Madison left, Phillips at first, and the Otters and Braum send the Capitals down in order in the bottom of the seventh. 6-2 Otters. We go to the eighth, game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. To the eighth, game 2, best of 5 Frontier League Championship Series. Quebec and Evansville, winners of the East and the West respectively, playing for the 2023 Frontier League crown. Quebec trying to win back-to-back championships in just their second and third year in the Frontier League, coming over from the Can-Am League, while the Otters back in the championship series for the first time since 2016 when they won it all, trying to win their third trophy. Evansville 6, Quebec 2, top of the 8th, Justin Felix leading off for the Otters. Righty batter digs in. Austin Morosis on the mound, comes home. Felix chops one third base side, and kicking foul picked up by Profar, 0-1. Morosis got the last out of the 7th, striking out Green. And to work the 8th for Quebec. Bullpen is still quiet for the Otters. I mean, right now, Parker Brahms, brilliant. 8 up, 8 down. No reason to take him out of this ball game for an Otters bullpen that's had a tough last couple days for as good as they've been all year. 0-1, hoping breaking ball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for Evansville, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Quebec. 8 runners stranded by the Capitals. 1-1, misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Capitals had the bases loaded, with nobody out in the 4th inning. Zach Smith got out of it. Bases loaded in the 5th. Here's the 2-1. Felix flies it right side down to play 2-2. Bases loaded in the 5th. 3 straight walks by Smith. That ended his night. Got squeezed on a couple calls from Tanya Millette behind home plate. And it felt like things could fall apart in a hurry. Parker Brahms came into the game. Bases loaded, nobody out. Struck out, first batter, inning ending 6-4-3 double play. Since then, Quebec doesn't have a base runner against Brahms. No movement in the Otters bullpen. 2-2 count to Felix. Morosis sides the shoulders and throws. Felix flies it into right, taking Gideon back. Couple steps from the track, makes the catch, 1 away. You just feel like any ball, it's hit hard out of the outfield here at the Stade. I mean, I almost understand why the fans will gasp, because the ball just carries. Imagine with the rain a little bit, might not help balls carry out as much. It's a windless, cool night in the low 60s. 1 out, brings up George Khalil. Otters shortstop 1 for 3 today. 6-2 Otters, top 8. Morosis home. Khalil takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So the Otters return home on Friday to Bosse Field, and tickets are still available. Go to EvansvilleOtters.com to purchase your tickets. You can visit the Otters box office, 23 Don Mattingly Way, Bosse Field. During business hours, the 0-1 swing and a miss by Khalil, 0-2. You can also call the Otters front office to buy your tickets at 812-435-8686. It's 812-435-8686. Tickets available for all potential 3 games for the Otters back at Bosse Field. Get them while they're hot. 0-2, fastball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been a lot of games on the road. The Otters finished this regular season 7 games on the road. They played only 1 home playoff game so far in the postseason. 1-2, looping slider, just missed outside. You could say it's a good take by Khalil. You could say it's a bad call by Tanya Millette. Yakertek says it's a bad call, but it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roses working on the heart of the rubber, kicks and fires, looping, breaking ball inside corner, strike 3. Roses went right back to the slider. That's a nasty pitch. Starts on the hip and curves into the strike zone. 2 away. 2 quick outs for Morosis and the Capitals here in the 8th. Back to the top of the order in Noah Myers. Frontier League Rookie of the Year, 0 for 4 today. He's gotten a lot of attention from these fans here at the Stade Canac. They have done their research, done their homework. Well aware of Myers' prowess. First pitch home to the lefty, 1-0. Patrick Scalabrini even admitted in a recent article, a local newspaper here in Quebec, that they tried everything. They badly wanted Noah Myers here in Quebec. 1-0. A slider in at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Instead, Noah chose Andy McQualley, Scott, and the Otters, and I'd say it's worked out pretty well both for Myers and for Evansville. 1-1. Slider at the knees again, 1-2. This is just filth right now for Morosis. Quebec will have Glode, Valentine, and White coming up 5, 6, and 7 for Quebec in the 8th. 1-2 for Morosis. Softly grounded to the shortstop, Valentine. Gloves, throw across the body in time. Good stretch by White at first to hold on. And Morosis and the Capitals work a 1-2-3, top of the 8th. Middle of the 8th, Evansville is 6 outs away from evening up the series at a game apiece. Evansville 6, Quebec 2. Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Bottom of the 8th, Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series. The goal for the Otters coming in to this week here in Canada, take 1 game. And you go back to Bosse Field, as many as 3 games at home, just needing to win 2 of the 3 on your home turf. The Otters are 6 outs away after a heartbreaking loss last night from taking Game 2. 6-2 lead, Parker Brahms back to work. A first pitch fastball in for a strike to David Glode, the lefty second baseman. 0 for 2 today with a walk. Brahms yet to allow a base runner, 3 perfect innings. And of course, as I say that, the 0-1 up the middle over the glove of Brahms and into center field. I apologize to the Otter fans. Single up the middle for Glode, and Quebec has their first base runner since the 5th inning. Brahms went 55 pitches, as high as a reliever in the last appearance of the regular season. He hasn't pitched since Saturday, so he's pretty fresh. The Otters careful on his pitch count with the arm issues he's had this season. Jesmo Valentin, another lefty shortstop, digs in. Pitch home, swing, and a miss. Changeup falling out of the zone. Gloat at first, nobody out, 6-2. Otters lead, bottom 8. They're stirring in the Otters bullpen. Pitch home. Fly left side, 1-1. 0-2 make it. Well, the first time in about an hour, the drizzle has stopped. The umbrellas are put away. Dry skies at the moment on what's been a drizzly, cool night here in Quebec City. 3 stride lead at first for Glow. The 0-2 fastball outside corner, strike 3 called. Painting the black at 90 miles per hour. 1 out. One out, 1 on. TJ White, 0 for 2 today with a walk, comes to the plate. Ready batter for Brahms to face. It is Jake Polancic, Otters closer, starting to warm up in the Evansville bullpen. Brahms steps off, pickoff throw back to first. Glode slides in safely under the tag from Phillips. Brahms home. White taking all the way. It missed. Yeah. It did miss, but Tanya Millette calls it high, ball 1. That was in for a strike towards the top of the zone. 1-0 home. Swing and a miss. Nasty breaker from Brahms. It hovers and then dips out of the zone. When he's on, one of the nastiest pitchers in the Frontier League. He was brilliant as a starter for Evansville. Otters were 5-1 in his starts this season. 1-1. Fastball just missed inside. That was the correct call. 2 balls and 1 strike. I beg your pardon. It's actually Kevin Davis who's warming up in the Otters bullpen, not Jake Polancic at the moment. 2-1. Grounded left side, racing in Skinner. He gloves it, bobbles it off his chest, picks it up, throw to first, not in time. Almost could tell Ethan was thinking about turning 2. The ball bounced over his glove, off his chest, kept it in front of him, but the long throw across the diamond late to get White. And Quebec has 2 on with 1 out. Jonathan Lacroix, lefty center fielder, 2 walks and a ground out today, digs in. Montreal native. Gloat at second, White at first, 6-2 Otters lead, bottom 8 with 1 out. Brahms home, swing and a miss. Actually got a piece of it, and it deflected off the chest protector of Felix and trickling back out onto the field. 89 mile per hour fastball. It's the 40th pitch of the night for Brahms. He's gone 3 1/3 out of the bullpen for Evansville. Working out of the stretch. Right foot kicked up on the right side of the rubber. Bound beige glove, sets to the chest and throws. Fastball inside. 1-1. Brahms looks back at second and home. Breaking ball. Missed. Low. 2-1. That dipped out of the zone at the last moment. Just 73 on the gun. Two-one. Swing and a miss. Goes 73 and then back to the fastball. And 89, but it looks a whole lot hotter after you've just seen 73. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lacroix. Davis still throwing in the Otters bullpen. Brahms rocking back and forth. Kicks and fires. Fastball just missed outside. Brahms can't believe it, hopping up and down. That was strike 3. Right on the outside black, according to Yakertek. It's a full count. Payoff home. Blooper, left side, back Khalil. The shortstop reaches up the glove and makes the catch on the edge of the left field grass. Lacroix jammed. Khalil there for the second out of the 8th. 2 away, 2 on. Tommy Seidel, righty left fielder, digs in for Quebec out of the 9-hole, 0 for 3. Brahms and the Otters looking for the last out of the 8th. Try to take a 4-run lead into the 9th. Fists home, is lined, into right, back is Myers at the track, reaches up, off the wall. 1 run will score. Around is White and held at the last moment. RBI double for Seidel off the right field wall. Myers leapt, and it bounced off the top half of the Canac side in right field. It was a good recovery by Myers to quickly throw it in, and White holding it third. First run across for the Capitals since the 2nd inning. Brings the tying run to the plate in Ruben Castro, the lefty catcher. 1 for 4 today. White at third, Seidel at first. Or Seidel at second, make it. Brahms home. Looping, breaking ball right down the middle. Freezing Castro 0-1. RBI double by Seidel to cut the Quebec lead to 3. Brahms kicks and fires. Fastball just missed. Low, 1-1. Kevin Davis has just sat down, and Jake Polancic is now throwing, the Otters closer in the bullpen. One from Brahms. Lined right side, over the head of Allen and down, base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Seidel. Throw is late coming in from Myers, and the lead's cut to 1. Ruben Castro, an RBI base hit to right. White scores from third. Myers took a while to get it in from right field. Seidel scored easily. Justin Gideon coming to the plate. Justin Felix walking out to chat with Brahms. For 46 pitches in 3 2/3. Three across for Quebec to make it a 6-5 ball game in the 8th. Just the Otters infield chatting with Brahms. Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, staying in the dugouts. Evansville has been in command of this game nearly the whole game. But Quebec, doing what they do here at the Stade Canac, has clawed their way back. And I think that's going to do it now for Brahms. That meeting was just a stalling tactic. Max Peterson walking out. Will he make the change and bring in Polancic? There is the signal. What an effort by Brahms. Leads on a sour note, but 3 2/3, 49 pitches, and he ate up innings for the Otters. Did not allow a base runner until the 8th inning. Retired the first 8 batters he faced. Jake Polancic in will keep it here with 2 outs And Castro at first. Otters holding on to a 6-5 lead, 3 runs across for Quebec here in the bottom half of the 8th. The Otters closer into the ball game. Polancic has had a great season, 2.16 ERA in the regular season, 33 in the 3rd innings pitched. He was 17 for 20 in save chances in the regular season. Last night came in with a 2-run lead in the 9th. Hit the first batter he faced, Seidel, walked Ruben Castro, and then Justin Gideon, who's about to come up for Quebec, hit the walk-off 3-run homer off Polancic. So a rematch between Polancic and Gideon. Gideon golfed a breaking ball that was low in the zone over the right field wall. Walk-off for Quebec in the 9th yesterday. Polancic, before that outing against Quebec, first 2 outings of the postseason, 2 1/3, didn't allow just 1 base runner, 2 strikeouts, save against Schaumburg, finished the game against Gateway to clinch the West in an inning and a 1/3. Canadian from British Columbia outside of Vancouver. Tough night last night, but as a closer, you have to put it quickly behind him. He's going to try to earn the 4-out save for the Otters to even up this series. Gideon to the plate. He's 1 for 3 today, a single in the 3rd. A rematch between these two. The ready Polancic, Holmes, swing and a miss. Half of the crowd standing here at the Stade Canac. Lefty batter facing righty pitcher. Polancic peeks over his shoulder at first. Kicks and deals. Popped up high in the air, right side in foul territory. Phillips over at the screen. Reaches up, can't make the catch. It's just a high screen down the right field line. There was some fans reaching over. And I'm not sure if they touched Phillips or not. Phillips leaning up against the screen, couldn't squeeze it. So it's 0-2 now to Gideon. Pitch on. Swing and a miss. Gideon strikes out on a 96-mile-per-hour heater to end the 8th inning. 3 across in the 8th for Quebec. 6-5. Evansville over Quebec. We go to the 9th. Another thriller from the Stade Canac. We'll be right back on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Top of the 9th from the Stade Canac in Quebec City, Canada. Game 2 of the Frontier League Championship Series again comes down to the final inning. Otters holding on to a 6-5 lead. Quebec scoring 3 in the 8th to make it a one-run ball game. Jake Polancic, though, able to strike out Justin Gideon with the walk-off home run off of him last night to escape the eighth without further damage. New pitcher into the ball game, a lefty for Quebec to face Josh Allen. Evan Restjic, first pitch home, misses low for a ball to Allen. One 0. Looping breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-1. Keep on playing Sweet Caroline through the first at bat at the top of the ninth. After completing it before the top of the ninth, one of the coolest traditions here in the Frontier League. 1-1, swing and a miss by Allen, 1-2. Restjic, great numbers on the year, 20 appearances in the regular season, 1.59 ERA, 22 and a third innings pitched, 27 strikeouts to 11 walks. The lanky lefty. Third base side of the rubber, winds and deals. Swing and a miss. Now we got a piece of it. Was it into the glove? Castro, yeah, he couldn't squeeze it. Ball just skipped out of his glove. Allen foul tipped it. Restjic, big lefty, 6'5", 225, from Windsor, Canada, outside of Detroit. Bright red glove, sets at the belt. Winds and deals, swing and a miss. Allen down on strikes, one away in the ninth. Brings up Kona Quiggle. Only a one-run lead for the Otters. Evansville would certainly love some insurance. Bird, Profar, Glode, 3, 4, and 5 in the Quebec lineup, due up in the ninth. Lefty on lefty matchup, pitch home to Quiggle, breaking ball outside. Check swing by Kona, but he held up 1-0. Otters 6, Capitals 5. Wind and a deal. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for the Otters. 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Capitals. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Looping curveball. Falling out of the table and out of the zone. 76. Quiggle will call time. Rain has continued to hold up. Certainly a damp field after about an hour of drizzle. No precipitation at the moment. 1-2. Swing and a miss again. Stayed with the curveball. 2 away. There are some arms out of this bullpen for Quebec with some nasty stuff. This is the 6th different pitcher used tonight by Patrick Scalabrini, and he hasn't used his Frontier League reliever of the year, Frank Moscatiello, who did give up 2 home runs in the 9th inning yesterday. 2 outs, nobody on for Dakota Phillips. He's had a great night. A single, 2 walks, and a run. First pitch to the lefty Dak, outside, 1-0. Restjic kicks and throws. Breaking ball inside. Phillips turns away. 2 balls and no strikes. No action in the Otters bullpen. Jake Polancic will try to earn the 4-out save in the 9th. Wind and a deal. Fouled left side off the screen. Look out, Cappy, the Quebec mascot. Ball bounced over his head and into the first row of seats. Big lion for the Capitals. He's very into the ball game. He's nervous. He's pacing back and forth on top of the dugouts. 2-1, outside corner, strike 2. Back to the curveball. That's just pure nasty. Two-two to Phillips. Pitch home. High, full count. Payoff home. Breaking ball, strike 3 called at the knees. Curveball by Rutschik, who strikes out the side in the top of the 9th. Here we go, bottom of the 9th inning. We'll keep it here. Quebec 5, Evansville 6. Jake Polancic could not complete the save last night. The Canadian from British Columbia has been dominant all year for the Otters, especially in the second half of the season. He had 8 saves in the month of August. Third most saves in the Frontier League, led the West Division with 17. His blown save yesterday, just the fourth of the year, with 2 of them now happening here in Quebec. We'll face Greg Bird, Jeremy Profar, and David Glaude. The interesting thing about Glaude, Quebec broadcasters were pointing this out to me. Polancic played for the Canadian national team in June out of the Pan Am qualifying games in Argentina, and Glaude was Polancic's teammates. Might help the Capitals a little bit. David Glaude knows Polancic a little bit better and knows some of his tendencies, and those two are going to face off in this inning. First will be Bird and Profar. Polancic did not face any of these batters yesterday in the 9th inning. Bird 0 for 3 with a walk. Profar 1 for 3 with a walk. And Glaude also 1 for 3 with a walk. He singled to start the 8th and came around to score. It was a 4-run game. Quebec scored 3 in the 8th to make it a 6-5 game. And here we go. Greg Bird, former New York Yankee, big lefty hitter, 0 for 3 with a walk today. Saddles in. Polancic ready on the rubber. First pitch home. Fastball outside, 1-0. Just 2 pitches for Polancic. Fastball, it's up to 98 and a slider. 1-0. Fastball again outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Bird. That at 95. Polancic deals home. Swing and a miss. Bird swinging out of his shoes at 96 at his feet. Quebec has walked off this season now 8 times here at the Stade Canac, including twice against the Otters. 2-1, fastball outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-one home. Fastball misses high. Right on the edge. Yakertek said it caught the very top half of the zone. Felix, the catcher, Justin Felix for the Otters, trying to tell Tanya Millette the same thing. Leadoff walk to Bird. He doesn't have much speed, so he's going to be pitch run for at first. As Jeremy Profar, the ready third baseman, comes to the plate. Tying run at first. Walk-off run comes to the plate in the form of Profar. Bottom of the 9th, 6-5, Otters lead. Ready on ready matchup. Polancic home, lined high in the air, left field. It's gone. Quebec wins. Jeremy Profar plays hero tonight. Just another night at the Stade Canac. 2-run walk-off home run. The Otters blow a 4-run lead, and the Capitals walk off for the 4th straight time here at the Stade Canac in championship games. They did it twice against Schaumburg last year to win the crowd, and now just a win away from winning the championship on the 2-run walk-off pass from Profar, crushed over the left field wall. 7-6, Quebec wins. And the Otters outplayed Quebec for most of the night. Outplayed Quebec probably most of the night last night too. Had leads going into the bottom of the ninth with their closer. Had a 4-run lead going into the bottom of the eighth. Cannot win, and the Otters will trail 2-0 in the series going to Evansville on Friday. Jeremy Profar, your brother of Major Leaguer Juristen Profar. All-Star's been one of the heart and souls of Quebec's offense all year. Last his 11th home run of the season. A 2-run walk-off, and it's just what happens here. Time and time and time again. 7-6, the final. The Otters were an out away from getting out of the eighth with a 4-run lead. There was 2 on, 2 out. Seidel with a double. Castro with 2 RBI, based it up the middle, cut the lead to 3. Leadoff walk to Bird, and Profar walks it off for Quebec with a 2-run home run and gives Quebec the 7-6 win in their final game here at the Stade Canac. Well, the good news for the Otters is when they play at home, they get to bat last. And Quebec, it's ridiculous. It's something in the water here. Call it the magic of the Stade Canac is what the Quebec broadcasters call it, or getting Quebec'd. It's the 11th walk-off of the season for Quebec, 9 of them here at home. They've done it 4 straight times in all 4 championship games they played in the Frontier League Championships, 2 times against Schaumburg, 2 walk-off home runs here for Quebec. And back-to-back nights at the Stade Canac. I'll run through the final totals for you. Quebec 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. Otters 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. Quebec scratched across a run in the first unearned run. Justin Felix hit a solo home run in the second. Tie the game, Quebec got 1 back in the second. The big inning for the Otters was in the fourth. 4 straight batters reached to start the fourth. Phillips had a single, Skinder at elbow, Mattis a triple that bounced over the head of the right fielder Gideon. Green followed with an RBI hit. George Khalil and Josh Allen would have RBI knocks. 4 runs across. Otters would extend it. They'd make it a 4-run lead, adding another run in the 7th. Konaquiggle double came around to score. Parker Brahms was dominant on the mound through the Otters' first 3 innings. Didn't allow a base runner, but the 8th was how it got close in the 9th. Who knows, maybe it wouldn't have mattered. There wasn't even an out in the 9th inning, and Quebec just seems to almost win no matter what. It's just, there's not really any baseball analytics you can give, things you can point to. Batting averages, numbers, mistakes made. It almost feels like it doesn't matter what you do when you come here. The Otters certainly didn't play perfect. There were some key mistakes made on the field by Evansville, a bullpen that has not been as sharp over the last few games of the postseason. It nearly cost them in the series decider against Gateway and has here in Quebec, and yet the Otters' offense against very good Quebec pitching, that was the best pitching staff in the East, scores over the last 2 days combined, was it 12 runs? Combined, 12 runs, 9 hits today. Big 4-run fourth. They chased the starter, Holly Gollard, a lefty who hadn't lost a game all year. Made Quebec toil through 6 different pitchers in their bullpen. 9 hits up and down the lineup, unlikely suspects. Justin Felix had his first pro homer of the year. Go to Phillips had a big day, and Otters, heart and soul, Noah Myers did not have a great 2 games here in Quebec, and still the Otters offense was great. Otters had 2 leads, 2-run lead in the 8th and the 9th yesterday, had a 4-run lead going into the 8th, a 1-run lead going into the 9th today. And yet how well the Otters played for the vast majority of the 2 games. They're going to go back to Evansville without a win on this long trip north here to Quebec City. Final score, the Capitales 7, the Otters 6. Jake Polancic will take the loss. Evan Retschik gets the win for Quebec. It's a best-of-5 series. That means the Otters must win all 3 in Evansville. Quebec has only been swept once this season. Tim Holdgrafer, the Otters ace, will start on Friday at Bossy Field. It's a 6:35 first pitch. Stephen Fuentes most likely in line, though not officially announced. He's in line to start for Quebec on Friday evening at Bossy Field. It's a 6:35 pitch on Friday, if necessary. 6:35 on Saturday, and a potential winner-take-all Game 5. The Otters win the first 2 Sunday at 5:05. Tickets are still available. You're going to want to be there. Patrick Scalabrini, the Quebec manager, does not seem to like Evansville very much. If you read the French papers here in Quebec, so looking forward to a big crowd at Bossy Field that can give Scalabrini and the Capitals a Hoosier welcome. Tickets still available. You can visit EvansvilleOtters.com. You can stop by the Bossy Field box office or call 812-435-8686 for Frontier League Championship Series tickets. Game 3 Friday night, 24 hours from now, 6:35. First pitch from Bossy Field. If you can't make it, of course, we'll be on the air on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Want to give a big thanks. This is the final road game of the season for the Otters. To everyone on the road that's made it possible. For me personally, it's one of my favorite parts of the job to go on the road and see different stadiums and meet new people and new cultures. Actually coming up here to a new country, different language here in Quebec has truly been incredible, but everywhere the Otters have been this season, been treated so well by so many people here in road game number 51. The hotel staff opposing stadiums, so many people that make it possible. The Otters front office that organizes everything. General Manager Travis Painter, Director of Communications Matthew Will. And the biggest shout out to the Otters bus driver Brandon with Miller Busing, who has done a Herculean job, especially over the last 3 weeks, driving the Otters from place to place to place with little sleep. I don't know how he does it, and we always get there safely in one piece and quickly and efficiently too. And Brandon all does it with a smile and is a great person to work with, and everyone with Miller Busing has done a great job all season getting the Otters safely. And fingers crossed, they got one more job left to get the Otters back to Bossy Field for Game 3 on Friday. But to everyone that's made all the road broadcasts possible and tuned in on the road, thank you. It has been so much fun being on the road in the Frontier League, and thank you to everyone here in Quebec for the 5 games the Otters have played here. Keenan, Oliver, Mark, everyone that's made it possible in Quebec. Excellent hospitality, and it's truly one of the best atmospheres in the Frontier League, arguably the best. Some would call it at the Stade Canac. It helps when you walk off 10 times in a regular season and 2 times in the championship series, but a lot of fun here in Quebec. Deja vu again for the Otters, the second straight night, a 4-run lead for the Otters going into the 8th. It falls apart, 3 runs for Quebec, scoring in the 8th, all with 2 outs. Greg Bird walk, Jeremy Profar 2-run walk-off home run, and same score back-to-back nights, 7-6 wins for the Capitals over the Otters. Evansville, to win the championship, must win all 3 games at Bossy Field starting Friday night at 6:35. We'll talk to you on Friday or see you at the ballpark for our entire crew here in Quebec and on the road all season long on Flow Sports. I've been Griffin Epstein on the Otters Digital Network. Quebec walks it off, goes up 2-0 in the Frontier League Championship Series. A 7-6 win tonight for the Capitals over the Otters. We'll talk to you on Friday. Good night from Canada.